Welcome to the SnailTrail4x4 podcast. If you like going off-roading in Toyotas, wrenching on Toyotas, camping in Toyotas, and maybe even poking a tiny bit of fun at Toyotas, and of course, hearing about how fantastic deserts, lake beds, and dust is in Toyotas, then this is the podcast for you. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. My name's Tyler. Joining me for another episode of the SnailTrail4x4 podcast, Jimmy Jet. How you doing?
I'm good. Sweet. Thank you. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, you don't sound bad. I mean,
dude, I avoided hammer lung this year. I have no clue how, because there were some pretty dusty days. And like typically out at Hammers, I kind of hang out like up in Hammertown Heights Estates and running radios and stuff like that.
Right.
And this year I was down in Hammertown. A lot more than I typically am. Yeah. Right. So I don't know how I avoided hammer lung, but I did. And I'm thankful.
Yeah, I don't know what it was either, because I spoke to the assistant like the night before we drove home. And when I got home, she said, "Oh, you sound a lot better than you did last night." And I was just like,
it was that breakfast burrito.
Maybe.
That's what it was.
Maybe it was. That, and I was super tired. So I think I was just tired and kind of groggy and stuff. But regardless, it was, I don't know how I skated by it either. I was hacking stuff up pretty bad when I was coughing a fair amount in the mornings when I was up there. But I didn't ever feel bad.
I was surprised because I was going into Hammers, still having that chest congestion, right? And my sinus issue. And I was like, this is not going to be good. This is going to be miserable. This is going to suck. But it wasn't too bad. I spent the, first half hour of every morning, hop up, turn on the heater really quick, make some coffee and cough shit out of my chest and my sinuses. So I avoided it. I'm happy. And it was a really good time this year. So
yeah. And we'll definitely jump into that in a little bit, but we do have to make our little housekeeping rounds that we got. Let's see. First up, we have a giveaway item for this month. We are giving away, I think it's called the Expedition Pack
from Glue Tread.
From Glue Tread.
Nice. Yep. I believe that's what it's called too. It's essentially their extreme tire repair kit.
Yes.
And what's really cool about it is it comes with everything you really need to fix 99% of problems you'll have on tires off-roading, including some essentially Colby valves, and Glue Tread and Colby got together to do collaboration. So they're Glue Tread Colby valves, which is kind of cool. I'm a little jealous. I've reached out to Colby to do a similar collab with Morphlate, and they don't answer their phones. Yeah. So, anyways, it's a pretty cool pack. The really cool thing about it is that it's all made in the USA.
Yeah, I like that.
They put in a lot of effort to source everything in this Expedition Pack as made in the USA items.
That's awesome.
So kudos to them. It's something that I don't know. I don't want to say I couldn't do. I didn't want to do. It puts it at a much higher price point, but it is a very nice, fully made in the USA source pack. So
yeah. I was talking to Andy, and I believe he even mentioned it on last Monday's episode here about everything from Glue Tread is now sourced from the United States.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're buying Glue Tread, you're supporting the United States, which I think is fantastic.
Yep.
So that's kudos to Andy for bringing that all under this umbrella of the United States and figuring out how to do that and still keep a fantastic price margin for himself and for you guys out there.
Yep. So cool stuff. We got that coming to you guys. I believe that's a retail value of like $230.
Yeah, it's like $225. I think it's right up there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll have that for a lucky winner. In order to get signed up, just go to irate4x4.com. Who was very active on the live stream, which is kind of fun watching Austin chat on the live stream during the end of the 4,400 race. I was like, ooh, Austin, I see you, man. But yeah, go to irate4x4.com, go down to SnailTrail4x4 forum, and you'll have all your sign up options there for monthly giveaway, for gift boxes in the future. Once we open that up, the $5 tier, which is just buying our coffee addiction and supplying us so we don't get jitters and go through caffeine withdrawals. So let's see, there's that. The winner from January, which was the gear wrench. I'm actually wearing my gear wrench shirt today.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So the gear wrench giveaway, which is kind of like a choose your own adventure. We're going to give you a nice menu you get to go shopping from. We're going to give you $200 value to pick items you want, to get some cool gear wrench stuff. Since we're just getting back from KOH, we've only been back in town like barely 24 hours, maybe 36 hours. Yeah. I don't know. So it's, we didn't do the FNGs and birthdays and the winner from January yet. We'll do that next week. Just because we're trying to get caught up from the black hole of the lake bed. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, and frankly, it's, being gone. Like you're fortunate enough to have employees that kind of keep it running.
Yep.
Though you are having some headaches on other levels.
There's always fires to put out when you own a business.
When I was gone for more or less a week, so I got nothing done. I got nothing done last week, so I was playing catch up for Sunday and Monday for sure. Mm-hmm. So, and then here we are which is Tuesday for us, recording day, Thursday airtime. Mm-hmm. So we'll be fully caught up and back into the normal routine of everything next week, and we'll get the FNGs and birthdays and the winner for the gear wrench tools giveaway next Thursday.
Yep. So I'll have that coming out to you guys in your ear holes. Thanks for your patience on it. Let's see. What else do we have? We have giveaways going on for reviews.
Yeah.
And definitely. we were going to do reviews when we got back from KOH, but I think this is going to be a long episode. So we'll do reviews and probably next week and during the FNG birthdays episode. When we're going over that stuff. But I will say I got to see a new Onyx feature.
Yes.
And we're saying this because we give away Onyx Elite memberships to the Onyx software suite for mobile devices, computers, whatever it is. When you get an Onyx subscription, it works on everything. It's really cloud-based, which is kind of cool. And so every 50 reviews we get on Apple Podcasts, we do a giveaway for an Onyx Elite subscription. It's a 1-year subscription, and they're constantly adding new things to the feature set of Onyx Off-Road. And we got to play around with one of those new features this last week down at Hammers. We'll talk a little bit more about it during the show, but it's definitely a feature that is going to be awesome to have for groups going out and off-roading.
For sure.
And I talked a little bit with Amber about it.
Okay.
And Lee.
Yeah.
That might be a good way to track vehicles down at Hammers during the race next year.
Absolutely.
So it's essentially called group rides. And what it is you can turn on one person kind of host the ride and send an invite out to people that are in their group. And once those people accept the invite to the group ride, everybody who's now in that group show up on the map. And so you could track where everybody is at during your wheeling trip, during your ride, or during whatever you're doing. Mm-hmm. It does require cell data and cell signal to do. So I don't think it'll be super feasible for everybody just yet, but with how easy it is to start accessing Starlink on a vehicle, it's I think going to change the way people look at wheeling and group rides and keeping track of each other. So
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. The Onyx even posted it on their website, or that somebody was working with Onyx posted it. Yeah. And it's in beta right now. Mm-hmm. So they're testing a bunch of things out. I don't know how we get onto this option of getting it.
I think you and I are listed as trail guides because it's beta for the trail guides right now.
Okay. So
I think if you have a trail guide account with Onyx, that you should have access to group rides.
Okay.
And what's really neat is you can start the group ride and invite people that don't have access to it, and they will end up showing up in the group ride.
Correct.
Too.
Yeah.
So
yep. Yeah. So super cool. That's one of the reasons we love Onyx is they are continuously improving, and they're trying to do as much as they can to be the best out there for the mapping software for the off-road community and a bunch of other communities that we're not necessarily a part of. I know they have Onyx Hunt. They have Onyx like backpacking. Mm-hmm. There's
a bunch of them now.
Yeah. I'm surprised they don't have an Onyx Golf, but
find all the golf courses and get your way around the golf courses.
Yeah. You can measure how far you've walked and where your ball landed and everything. That would be funny. Anyways,
I always need to know where my balls land.
Yes, I know you do.
Yep.
So we appreciate Onyx. Thank you, Onyx, for working with us and supporting us. And one of the things that we're able to do is this giveaway. So go over, leave a review on Apple Podcast. Get yourself eligible to win a review or an Onyx Elite membership. And then that will be once we hit 800, which we're probably fairly close.
We're getting pretty close.
Yeah, when we get to 850, we're doing another Elite membership giveaway. And then when we get to 900, we're giving away around $1,000 worth of Morphlate gear. One of the items in there includes the new braided hose kits. And then there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out that I have no idea what it is yet. He hasn't even told me. I did have a few people down at King of the Hammer say, what is all the new stuff coming out? And I'm like, I have no idea, nor would I be able to tell you if I did know what it was.
Yeah.
So there's a whole bunch of cool stuff coming out from Morphlate, I believe. So he says, and once they get released, we'll talk about them, and all those new features new items will be added into the giveaway once we get to 900 reviews.
For anybody that's really curious and wants to know, I did do a solo episode and launched it over on the other podcast about all the new stuff.
Really?
Yep.
All right. I guess I better go listen.
Yeah, you know where it is, so you can go listen. So
yeah, I deal with it on the back end. So
right. Yeah. So yeah, if anybody's interested and want to hear more about that, we did that over there. So
cool.
Or I did that over there. So
since we're talking about back ends,
hey,
we did finally record the teaser episode for Jay's Jaunts. Cool. So Jay's Jaunts will be on Spotify soon. Keep your eyes on SnailTrail4x4 and Jay's Jaunts on Instagram, JAES Jaunts. And I'll post stuff there and let everybody know that it's live. We are going to be doing a test. This is the Jay's Jaunts is going to be the start of our test to figure out how we actually can deal with Spotify.
And the issues we're having with them.
And the issues we're having with them on the Snail Trail 4x4 side.
Yep.
So
cool.
That will be coming out fairly soon. So just keep your eyes open for that.
Sweet.
Yep.
I like it. What else is there? Is there anything else? We have giveaways. We have more giveaways. We got a gift, and we have to talk about our end of the month adventure. Yeah. Let's do end of month adventure real quick.
Okay.
Get that news out there for everybody. That way you guys can continue planning for that if you wanted to come out and hang out.
Yes.
Essentially, we have space reserved at a location that we're going to keep hidden from you guys until we get closer here. But we're all set to go, I think, for the last weekend of February, which was the weekend. Was it February 27, 28?
Sure.
Yeah, right around there. So we have that all space figured out at the location. We need a heads up of how many people are going to be there, because the venue is telling us that if we have over so many people that we need to rent porta potties for it, which makes sense. And we're totally down to do. We just need to know if we need to do it or not. So if you guys are planning on going, please, 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 right now, hit pause and reach out to Jimmy or I via Instagram, text message, email, Facebook, however you guys can get a hold of us. Get a hold of either Jimmy or I and let us know that you are coming and you're RSVPing. It will be in Northern California, up between Highway 80 and Highway 50. That's all I can tell you right now.
Yeah. A few hours out of Sacramento.
Yep. A couple hours out of Sacramento. So that's kind of where it's out. Let us know if you guys are coming. Food for the weekend, food and drinks is all bring your own. So we're just kind of keeping it simple. We want to have the opportunity to go wheeling and camp and hang out with you guys without having to feel like we're doing a ton of work and having to make a meal like we've done in the past, which is fun, but it's not the same as being able to just kind of shut off and hang out with you guys.
Right.
Right. So that's the feel we're trying to go for, which means everybody just needs to bring their own food and drinks. And there is supposedly, it looks like at least 3 more little storm fronts coming through that should be dropping snow on the venue, which means it'll be snow camping and snow wheeling during the day. So the goal is everybody can kind of show up Friday evening, Friday night, at the venue. So plan on, if you want to do that, you can, and then camp in the snow Friday night. And then Saturday we will go wheeling, and then camp again Saturday night. And then Sunday is head out.
Yep. Head home.
Yep. Head home. So that's the plan, I think, for the weekend. Anything we left out?
No, you nailed it. Oh, you did a really good job. We need the head count because we need to know if we need to get a porta potty or not. Show up Friday night if you want. Show up Saturday morning early if you want. We'll figure out like our estimated time of departure, and we'll let everybody know about that at a little later. Yep. Like you said, food or drinks all on you. And I just wanted to stress one thing that I also had written down is everything's pretty much all on you. Like there's no lodging. There's no, I don't even know that you have to supply your own tent,
No
your
shelters,
own sleeping. If you're going to
Friday.
spend the night, you've got to supply everything for yourself, right? This is as if you were going out on the Rubicon, whatever, then you need to supply however you're going to want to stay, want to be there, and all the food and drink that you want to have. So
if you do need a pair of underwear, Jimmy's willing to wear his 2-person underwear with you and share them.
100%.
So
yeah. Okay. So that's good. So keep that weekend open. Which did we actually get the actual dates?
Yes. February 27 is Friday. February 28th is Saturday. So Saturday, the 28th is kind of when the meat and potatoes is happening. And then February or March 1st, I guess, would be Sunday, take off, go home day.
Right. Cool. So keep those dates open if you want to come out and enjoy some snow run with us. Okay. I think, that's enough for that. Should we
get into somebody's box?
Yeah. I'm guessing this is also from Nick from Montana.
It's labeled the same way.
Yes.
So that would be my guess as well. Let's see.
He said something in regards to the fact that you wanted to burn your gift with your flamethrower, that he's sending another one. So So
is he sending another one? So I do get to burn one of them, or is it like?
I think his algorithm now, after buying the things that he bought, is messed up, and he saw something funny and is sending it to us. What's it say?
Smooth wind, funny nightlight, adult gag gift, rechargeable. That's nice.
Hey.
Creative column LED lamp, bedside lamp for bedroom. Weird. I don't know if I can say this word on air. All right. So, there's 2 of them? No, that's just the thing. Okay.
That's a gift receipt.
Here, hold that.
Thanks. I've always wanted these.
What the heck is this? Holding a nightlight? What
is it out?
It's a hand lamp that plugs into a base for a night. It's like it looks like a light up dildo is what it looks like to me.
It has a lot of Japanese writing or Korean or whatever on it. Chinese probably. It actually might be kind of cool.
I was gonna say it kind of looks pretty cool.
If it's like a flashlight that plugs in and becomes
stands up as
a light for your bedside table.
Yeah.
Which is kind of a cool idea because if there's batteries inside of it, we got the pink one, by the way.
Nice. So there, okay. How do we turn it on?
Oh, it comes with a keychain.
Okay. Look, you can even just you got to pull the.
It's USB-C. Oh. Thanks. Perfect. Wait. Oh, you got to pull the foreskin down.
How do you turn it on?
Why aren't there balls on there? That's what they should have done.
I see. Okay, yeah, you got to pull the force. Hold on, pull the foreskin back up here.
Oh my gosh!
you do that, and you control how much light comes out of it by pulling the foreskin back
down. Jesus.
This will be a table topper for.
Oh, it only charges. Studio. It only charges through. This is only a stand. It only charges the base.
It's a slinky.
Oh, it's a slinky keychain?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I actually really like the concept of having the lamp / flashlight.
Yeah, I kind of do too. There you go. And there's your helicopter. This is a skill.
Well,
guys out there know what this is about. Skill.
Who the gift was from? I mean, we're assuming it's from Nick.
I'm pretty sure it's Nick.
He kind of hinted at it to me. But if it's Nick or whoever you are, thank you very much. This will be perfect on Tyler's bedside table.
Yeah. Or on my desk here at the warehouse.
That too.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea.
This just makes me laugh.
And Tyler's new keychain.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We need to. I wonder if we can like put that up somewhere. I don't know, we'll find a spot for it.
There you go.
Okay. For now, we're gonna keep that right there, so all you guys get to watch it that are watching YouTube land.
See how long it lasts.
Yeah. See how if it turns off on us. Thank you, Nick. I'm assuming that was you. So, anything else?
I don't think so. All
right. Let's talk about hammers then. Let's take a quick break. We'll talk about hammers. It was a really cool week, a very different vibe this year. And there's a lot of things that kind of play into that, and we'll dig into that here. I've already had quite a few people asking me about that. So this will be the episode to chat about it and give you guys our opinion and feedback, because that's what we do best. Take a quick break. And yeah, that's it, I think.
Are you stuck inside? Are you not sure where you want to go to explore? We'll open the Onyx Off-Road app. It shows you all the trails around you, and it tells you their difficulty. Now you can quickly search out your next adventure or plan your next trip. Download Onyx Off-Road from the App Store. Onyx Off-Road, built for the adventurer.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Thursday.
Yeah.
And Jimmy and I have been back from King of the Hammers. It was a really good week. I really enjoyed it. Actually, this is, I think, one of my favorite King of the Hammers to date.
I agree.
The trip overall, the event itself, some things that happened. So, it was, I thoroughly enjoyed this week, and we'll dive into my reasonings and hopefully read Jimmy's as well.
We definitely will.
So, let's see, man. For those out there, just quick recap. What is King of the Hammers? Where are we going? What do we do?
Sure.
What's happening down? Where did we just come back from?
Sure. Before I get there, I did a few things before King of the Hammers that I'd like to just quickly go over.
Shower?
I did. Definitely. Like
showered like right before I jumped in the car to take off.
I did. Yeah. I seriously did. Yeah. No, but so Hussman came over the Thursday before I left, and we worked a little bit on Samantha. We spent a lot of time just sort of very high level talking about what needs to get done. Mm-hmm. One of the things that we were discussing quite at length was the gas tank. Okay. Because I bought a Ford like F-150 gas tank, and that thing's huge. Yeah. It's really big.
It's what, 25, 30 gallons are those tanks? I think they're 25s.
I'm not sure how many gallons it is, but it would fit. It fits perfectly between the frame rails.
Yep.
And it's thin. It's probably 5-6 inches thick, but it's very long as well.
Yeah. Just like me. Thin but long.
There you go. Yep. So
I was talking about my height, guys. Okay. Don't get your heads out of the gutter.
Okay, good. Yeah. Glad you clarified.
Yeah.
So the thing is that where I want the axle in the rear would mean I need to push the frame of Samantha back farther to fit this gas tank.
Extend the frame?
Extend the frame further back.
Wow.
To fit the gas
tank. That's impressive.
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were that long.
Yes.
Okay.
It's quite massive.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to go back to the stock gas tank plan and put it where that gas tank was supposed to go. And the logic is
between the frame rails.
Between the frame rails, we're going to turn it sideways, crooked to like 90 degrees to where it is stock.
It'll fit between the frame rails sideways?
It'll fit between the frame rails. Yep.
Wow.
So between the frame rails, parallel to the rear axle, a little bit further back.
Okay.
And it should fit nice in there for the most part. And a side benefit to that is then I still get to use all the Toyota it's a factory gas tank, and all Toyota gas tank.
Okay.
I just need to like extend lines and rearrange some things and maybe figure out the filler neck or something like that.
Which means you could register.
Which is all things I would have had to do for the other gas tank, but it just makes it a little bit simpler this way.
I guess you could register the other one too. The rule in California for gas tanks is it has to be a factory gas tank.
Yeah. I think
so. Like you could use a Ford F-150 gas tank in your Toyota, and Smog and Bar and Referee would let you do that just fine.
I believe so. Yes. I think the one person that I've heard that has done this said that there was some hassle over the fact. I think that there was the Ford pickup and not a Toyota pickup, and that wasn't factory. So I think there's still some loopholes that you kind of are some ways to work around it, but it's not as easy. You can't in California. You can't just put a fuel cell in. They don't allow you to.
Yeah.
So
you can. It has to be. It's like air intakes or exhaust manifolds. They have to have a carb sticker on them, like a carb compliant. And essentially, what that tells you is that the manufacturer of the fuel cell went through the process to make sure that their engineering and their fabrication processes, the manufacturing processes, make a good fuel cell for you in your vehicle, a safe one, right?
Okay.
That's really what all that states.
Interesting.
So that it can hold certain vacuum pressures, etc. That's what CARB wants to see. They want to see people, individuals, aftermarket suppliers being held to the same standards that automotive manufacturers are being held to.
Got it.
So,
yeah. Another interesting thing about the gas tank, and I don't want to dwell too long on this because we do have a lot of King of the Hammer stuff to cover, is that I could probably fit 2 of them back there. If I made it the same way that it is stock, pushed it farther back behind the axle, I could do like saddle tanks, one on each side.
One on each. I was like 2 on one side. That's really going to give you the lean.
One on each side. And then because it's a 2-wheel drive Toyota pickup is what the tank's coming out of. I feel like it's really small. It's smaller than, and I should go measure Bobcats and see.
Jimmy sized.
So the thing, if I did 2 of those, I would double the capacity.
Yep.
And I could make a transfer tank.
Yep.
And just have it fill from one side and take the fuel out of the other or something. So that is a thought, but I think at least right now it's just gonna be like, I'm going to use the stock tank. I'm going to put it in place. I'm just going to get that going.
I like the idea of the saddle tanks. As long as you can clear, because your links, you've got your upper links aren't going to be in the way.
Nope.
Really?
They should not. Yeah. It looks like it'll be fine.
Wow.
And if I do the saddle tanks, I'll need to build a bunch of protection, like a big skid plate going back. But if I do turn the tank sideways, I believe I don't need all that much protection, because really, I mean, it'll happen. I'll still have a skid plate there, right? But how often are you going to hit something that is pretty much directly after your rear axle, straight up all the way at the frame height?
Yeah.
Not often.
Not often.
Like, and a lot of Jeeps have the gas tank at like the furthest back point, right? And it hangs down a little bit. So it's somewhat the same as the Jeep in that aspect.
Yeah, typically you're coming down on your exhaust. A lot of Jeeps flatten their exhaust because it comes out right there under their gas tanks. Some hit their gas tanks, but it's really not as often as you would think it would be for where they're located. So
yeah, I think I'm gonna bob the bed anyway, so my departure angle is gonna be better than a stock truck would be, and I don't hit that area that often under Bobcat, and it's going to be very similar to the way Bobcat's set up. So I think it'll be nice. I think it will work well. And that's pretty much where we stopped working. It's just kind of, we played a lot with the gas tank and then some shock locations and stuff.
Nice.
But so that's the game plan moving forward, at least for right now, is for the gas tank.
Yep.
I might look into, or maybe somebody on air has a 2-wheel drive that they're parting out. That has a small gas tank. Maybe even Ryan might have a small gas tank.
Does.
And if that's the case, maybe I will do saddle tanks because I'll have it. But right now I only have one gas tank and I'm not looking to expand at the point. So, besides that, I'll jump into sort of what King of the Hammers is, the high level overview. And then, I do want to talk about one thing in packing that I had. One issue. So King of the Hammers is a massive event down in Johnson Valley, Southern California, the high desert area. It is a giant dried up lake bed.
Couple of them,
depending on where you go. It's the weather is always, for the most time, it's very unpredictable.
Yes.
We all in all had very nice weather this year.
Yep.
There's been times when it's snowed on the race course. There's been times when it's been raining and like cats and dogs.
And the lake reappears.
The lake pretty much reappears because it can't drain that fast. Literally, the dirt is like what is called hydrophobic, where it like doesn't absorb water because it's just so dry.
Yep.
There's been years where there's just windy as all get out and like blowing tents like miles away. Any type of weather that you can imagine, it's happened out on the lake bed during King of the Hammers at some point. So you just need to prepare for that. Like my packing list literally was like sweatshirt, hoodie, big, heavy, warm jacket, rain jacket, just all these things.
Yep.
So regardless to that, there's a bunch of events that happen. This has grown bigger and bigger every year. Let's see, roughly 3 weeks ago, there was the King of the Motos race, which we covered a very little bit about. Then the second weekend is the trophy truck races. And then the third weekend, this last weekend, was the Ultra 4 races, from the side-by-sides to the Everyman Challenge to the Ultra 4 King of the Hammers race.
And in between all that, there's Ultra 3, there's a kids race, there's a Class 11 race. Did they do that?
I don't know.
I never heard about the Class 11. The Hoopty race,
yeah,
which I saw a little bit of. That was fun. There's all sorts of stuff going on.
All kinds of things going on. And there's roughly around 60 to 80,000 people show up on the lake bed at some point. They make a huge vendor area. Hammertown is what they call it. In the past, there was maybe one or two places to eat. Now there was like a whole
15, eating row this time. Back on the backside,
to eat. Tons of a lot of vendors there, a lot of really cool people, some amazing races. This was the 20th year. We were questioning why is it the 20th year on one of the past episodes, and somebody answered that for me because we always count from zero.
Yep.
Starting up, and the first year was the first year. It wasn't the 0 year.
Yeah.
So that explains why this was the 20th year.
Yep.
This was the 20th year from the race the OG
13.
The OG 13 race.
The pre-official King.
Yeah. Next year is the 20th year of the legitimate first scheduled race.
Yeah.
It's been around for a little while. So I hope that gives a good overview of it. It's a fun time. It's chaos. It's crazy. And it became a little bit more mellow this year. And we'll talk about that here in just a little bit.
Yep. Cool. So I don't know. I get anxiety driven around KOH because there's just a lot of logistics that we plan for Morphlate. We put up a booth down in Hammertown. I help set up radio repeaters for a couple race teams. And we have the kitchen plan to do and set up in our meal, etc. So there's just a lot to plan and go on and do. And when you have employees down there, you have to have infrastructure for them. So it's just, I get very anxious when leading up to King of the Hammers because I tallied it up last year.
Okay.
How much money in assets I had down on the lake bed.
Oh man.
And it was over $250,000.
Really? Wow. That's impressive. Including your truck and everything.
Truck, trailer, crawlers, the other things I'm responsible for, like the employees' vehicles while they're on a work trip, right?
Sure.
The RVs we had to rent to get on the lake bed for the employees to stay in.
All your merchandise.
All the merchandise, product, radio equipment. It was over $250,000.
Dang.
So I can remember just as they were driving down last year, I was like freaking out. I'm like, man, if one accident happens and takes out these two tow vehicles, there's $250,000. Like,
yeah. Yep.
So, this year I decided not to tally it up. I didn't want to know.
Smart.
I was like, I'll figure it out if something bad happens, but, it wasn't quite as much, but it was still up there. So anyways, I just get very anxious leading into Hammers and very, stressed out. So once I get down on the lake bed, it's like, okay, everything's here. I can relax a little bit.
Yeah. Everything's here, but then you have to go into setup mode.
But then we have to go into setup mode and all that. So I had the employees, 2 of them, Sean and Isaiah, go down Friday, January 30th. So the Friday before Trophy Truck weekend. And they went down on Friday, set up Friday night, Saturday morning, and had the booth open Saturday and Sunday during Trophy Truck weekend. And then we had the booth closed Monday, Tuesday, so that they could have a couple days off to go relax, go have some fun, go wheeling, go walk around town and see all the vendors, whatever they wanted to do, while I drove down on Monday. So I got down there about Monday, 5:30, 6 p.m.
Okay.
I literally pulled into camp as the dinner bell was being rung.
Perfect.
So I didn't even park the rig. I just stopped in the middle of the camp area kind of and got out and went and had dinner. And then went to set up camp afterwards, my stuff. So
nice.
The big thing that was kind of leading into all this was I really, really wanted to take the mule down, because it's an awesome show vehicle, the way we have it set up right now, or the way we had it set up. And B, you and I got accepted to Trail Hero X.
Yeah.
So I've been having some conversations with some of other off-road companies about essentially sponsoring the mule and getting some of their stuff on it, since it's kind of a fresh build for us. Like Dimitri and Stella did all the drivetrain, axles, and suspension, but there's really no accessories on the mule at all.
Yes, right.
So talking with a couple different companies about stuff that I think the mule is going to need going into Trail Hero X. And I was supposed to be meeting with those companies and showing them the mule and coming up with a plan of what we want to do for Trail Hero X. And was it 5 days before I left? 6 days?
Around there.
5 to 6 days before I was supposed to leave to go down to Hammers. The mule had a very big issue. And we couldn't take it.
Right.
So if you guys were paying attention to the last episodes that we put out, I think either before or during Hammers there, where I mentioned, I was in a very happy place talking about nerdy radio stuff, and I didn't want to go to the dark place and talk about the other stuff. It has to do with the mule. So I think we are moving in the right direction with the mule. But I'm still going to withhold everything going on a little bit longer here until we get closer to full resolution. But I think we have a game plan for bringing it back up online, getting everything back repaired, and having the mule. The goal is to have it ready for Easter Jeep Safari.
Okay. So that's beginning of...
It's about a month and a half.
That's the end of March?
End of March, beginning of April.
Okay.
Anyways, if that gives you an idea of how much work is being done on the mule, there you go.
Yes.
So anyways, the mule didn't go down. And our good buddy, Yvonne Smith.
Yeah, Yvonne.
So we say that because it's really Mike Smith, but what he pays for his snail membership, he pays under Yvonne,
his wife's PayPal account.
His PayPal account. So Yvonne is really our true biggest fan, and Mike is just a freeloader. So Mike has the big snow runner.
Yeah,
the white first gen 4Runner on 44-inch pit bulls. 5.3 LS swapped, about 450 horsepower. He can do a 4-wheel burnout with the 44-inch pit bulls pretty much.
It's amazing.
It's a very well-built rig, and he's been trying to sell it.
Yeah, if you've been out to the NorCal races, he's part of the recovery crew out there. You've probably seen it.
You've probably seen the rig. But
yeah, he's trying to sell it.
Yeah, he wants to. It's gotten to the point where Yvonne's having she just can't get in it anymore, right? And he wants to go on more wheeling trips with her, so he needs a rig that's lower to the ground. And he went and test drove some Rubicon 392s on his way home from Winter Fun Fest.
Yeah, well, yeah. At Winter Fun Fest, he already told me that he wants a 392. Yeah,
he got to drive somebody's 392 at Winter Fun Fest. So on their way home from Winter Fun Fest, they stopped at a few Jeep dealerships and test drove 392s. So anyways, they're looking at building a 392. And so he wants to sell the first gen now.
Right.
Which that's been his baby. He's had that for like 20 years, something like that. There's a lot of really cool, meticulous metalwork in that vehicle.
Oh yeah.
And the engine and drivetrain setup is just as meticulous as the metalwork is too. So, he has not gotten any good bites on it from here in NorCal. So I was like, hey, look, let me take it down to Hammers. We'll put it in the Morphlate booth as a display vehicle with the for sale signs on it. We can talk to people about it. If anybody's going to understand what's really in that rig
and appreciate it,
it'll be the crowd down at Hammers. And he was like, yeah, that's totally right. And then I was like, and in the meantime, that'll also give us 2 vehicles to kind of get around the lake bed.
Okay.
With 3 people if we need to, kind of thing. So we'll take Kermit down and Mike's first gen 4Runner.
Perfect. Yeah.
And that was the game plan. It worked out great.
Okay.
So having his 4Runner down there was awesome. Driving it essentially to and from camp and town. And then we used Kermit to go play in, kind of thing. At some point, I don't know when, I don't know how, but there is no drive getting to the front passenger wheel on Kermit.
I heard about that. Yeah.
But the axle shaft is spinning.
How do you know?
Because we can see it.
Oh,
it's an open knuckle.
Yeah, it's open knuckle.
Yeah. So the shaft is spinning, with the hub unlocked or locked. So that means that it's probably getting the drive from the differential.
Right.
And there's very little resistance when locking and unlocking the hub.
Oh,
so I'm pretty sure the hub is broken. And so I was like, well, it's easy enough to test that. You just pull the hub off real quick and you can get a pretty good understanding with open knuckle designs and most hubs, whether or not a hub is working. So, I kind of sat with Brad Hot Metal Fab, and he kind of looked at everything while I was driving it through camp. And he goes, yeah, your U-joint axle shaft, everything's spinning, with the hub unlocked. So that means you're getting drive from your third member. So your third member is probably fine. Let me lock the hub real quick. And he locks it and he goes, oh yeah, you got no resistance there, but you still, if you have no drive, then you've got your hub is out. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. Easy enough to fix, easy enough to, source a fix on the lake bed. And so, some listeners were coming by the booth and I was talking to them about different things. And, I was like, I told them about the hub. They're like, we probably have a Super Duty hub back in camp.
You're right.
And I was like, well, if you got one, I'll buy it off you, whatever you want. And so, they ended up going back to camp and came back. They had a stock Ford Super Duty hub. I was like, sweet, perfect. And I traded him a ultimate tire plug kit. For it. So they got a tire repair kit and I got a Super Duty hub out of it.
There you go.
So that night I went back to camp to try and pull the mile marker hub and put the stock Super Duty hub in. And the mile marker hub is all RTV'd into place.
Is that good or bad? Well, bad for removal.
Bad for removal. Good. I don't even know if it'd be really a good thing. Like, if you have a closed knuckle design like a Toyota knuckle,
yes,
you have a ton of grease and partially liquid grease and oils in that closed knuckle, right? Yeah. So having a hub that is RTV'd, kind of nice, because it keeps everything in that knuckle.
It helps hold everything in.
Yeah. If you have an open knuckle design, there's not really, in my opinion, any point of having an RTV'd hub to the unit bearing.
Is there? I don't know enough about how that all is set up, and I really do need to learn more about it. Mm-hmm. But the open knuckle then goes to the unit bearing, and the unit bearing is a sealed system, and then the hub goes on the outside of that.
Yep.
So
and you have some grease in the hub to help with engagement.
Yeah. And is there grease, or do you ever add grease inside of a unit bearing? Is there a way to do that?
Some of them, it depends on the unit bearing. Some of them are regreasable. Some of them you can put grease into. These ones, if you remove the ABS sensors, which I don't have, and Kermit, there's a hole in the top. So you can put a Zerk fitting on that hole and shove more grease in there.
Yes.
But there's never really a way for grease to come out of unit bearings. So it's kind of like you have to kind of shove grease in and do that.
Sure.
So
yeah, I'm just trying to think of a reason, the benefit
to use RTV versus a paper gasket.
Yeah.
I guess the only main, like the paper gasket on between a hub and the unit bearing on an open knuckle design would be that if your surfaces, your mating surfaces between the unit bearing and the hub are so marred and scratched up that a paper gasket isn't really going to hold anything there.
Sure.
RTV can be nice that way, but like you shouldn't be putting so much grease into a hub that you need RTV to hold it all in. To hold it all in, right? So
sure. And I mean, there is a slight, but there is a strength to RTV that helps hold stuff in. Holds the hub on.
It's not going to hold any stronger than like the 6 bolts that are in there.
No, but it does help to some small level.
That's fair.
But anyway, so yours happened to be RCV'd on.
Mine is all RTV'd on.
You can't. Wasn't an easy replacement.
It's not just as easy as pulling the 6 bolts out of the hub and pulling it off and looking at it. I would have had to pull the wheel off, heat up the whole hub and unit bearing to melt all the RTV, and then pull it all off, clean off all the RTV, the dried up and cured RTV off of everything, and then grease the new Super Duty hub and put that back in and put the bolts and everything. So I was like, we're not going to do any more wheeling really with Kermit. Right. That's going to be extreme or anything. So we're just going to have Kermit in 3-wheel drive for the rest of the week, and I'll deal with it when I get home.
And that's fine.
And that's perfectly
what
fine.
You guys were doing for sure.
Yeah. But Kermit in 3-wheel drive still does fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Kermit can get through Turkey Claw just fine in 3-wheel drive.
Perfect.
Kermit can get up and down Fisher just fine in 3-wheel drive. Kermit can go 40 miles an hour across the lake bed and 55 miles an hour through the wash down to RP2 just fine in 3-wheel drive. So, Kermit's such a good wheeler.
Yeah.
I really like the way he's all set up. The suspension does great out there. It super wide. So like there's a couple of kind of off camber steep spots on Fisher when you're going down. No issues. You didn't care.
Yeah.
So
I was riding on with in Kermit when we were coming back from the Ultima Rivian experience that we did, which we could talk about. But you were going through the wash or the whoops on
the side of Boone.
On the side of Boone Road, just passing everybody, and I'm like, oh, this is nice. It's just like lumping, rolling along. And like, dude, I'd be going a quarter this speed in Bobcat.
So those size whoops on the side of Boone Road is what I did in Kermit when I went down to Baja.
Yes.
With the leaf springs and no bump stops or limit straps.
Yeah.
Which is why I sheared my rear shock brace bar hoop that were all connected into.
Sure.
So anyways, I really like the way Kermit's set up, and I think I'm leaning more and more towards not selling Kermit.
Okay.
Keeping him as a wheeler if I'm going out by myself, or if one of the employees wants to take it out, or talking to a bunch of vendors while down there. Anybody that comes up to NorCal and wants to go on the Rubicon or something, they can just take Kermit, right?
Right.
So the mule definitely has a lot more space in it. It's way more comfy. It's quieter. It's just has more creature comforts and more space. So it's a more comfortable, easy ride. But Kermit is way more fun to drive and wheel, I think, than the mule.
Right. Sure. I get it.
So,
anyways, I was trying to get you to buy Mike's 4Runner so that you can start a collection of 4Runners, because then you would have 1st, 2nd, and 4th. And then you would need 3rd, 5th, and 6th.
Yep. Yeah.
So you only need 3 more after you buy that one.
And that does appeal to me. I'm not going to lie. Especially if I had Mike's 4Runner. It's such a nice 4Runner.
It really is.
It really is. So I think he's going too low by asking $35,000. I know what's in that 4Runner, and it's definitely worth all of $35,000. It's just a matter of if people would do it too. I think that he's telling me that if he doesn't sell it over the next couple weeks, that he's going to link it. And in which case, if he links that, it'll be worth $50,000 to $60,000.
Probably.
I think it would go for $50,000 to $60,000 on the market. So, $35K is a really good price if anybody's interested in his 4Runner. Because once he links it, it's going to be a lot more.
Oh yeah.
So, or you could buy it for $35K, get some 4-wheel underground shit and put it under and be better than 50 to 60K. So
yeah. And by shit, you mean stuff.
It's great. I mean, it's great. Awesome stuff. So awesome shit. I don't say that in a bad way, Brian, or anybody else out there. We just spent 10 minutes talking about how awesome Kermit does out there. Yeah. So, anyway, so that was having Mike's 4Runner down there. So Kermit was broken, had a broken hub. I'm pretty sure I still haven't dug into it. And then since Kermit had a broken hub, we need to go put up radio repeaters for the Slawsons,
right?
For Randy and Amber, Ramber, I like to call them. I was like, let's take Mike's 4Runner up to the top of Fisher. It's set up. It'll do it. No problem. And then we'll come back down instead of taking Kermit with the broken hub.
So you noticed Kermit's hub was broken pretty quick.
They knew Saturday.
Oh, yeah, they were down or they were there earlier with Kermit. Got it.
So I think they knew Monday. I think they figured it out because they were doing laps through Turkey Claw. And at one point somebody was like, your front passenger tire is not turning. And they continued to do laps through Turkey Claw anyways. And it did great in 3-wheel drive. So we took Mike's 4Runner on Tuesday morning up to the top of Fisher to set up the radio repeaters, which all went great. And when coming back down, in a really mundane spot, there wasn't any rocks, any articulation. It was a pretty mundane section, almost at the bottom. I heard a ding, and I was like, "That nothing on Mike's 4Runner should make that noise."
Right.
I was like, it sounded like either a hub or a leaf spring. Let's stop and take a look at it. And sure as shit, the main leaf broke on the front passenger leaf spring.
Right.
And what's kind of funny was Mike was just talking on the Moreflate run on the Rubicon last year about how those leaf springs were almost 20 years old and he needs to replace them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I get to buy Mike some new leaf springs now.
You go.
But it was really nice because it broke behind the U-bolts.
Yes.
So that means the axle is still attached and located under the vehicle.
Correct. Yeah.
One of the nice things about leaf springs is they're very simple. So if things break, as long as they break in a certain way, the axle still stays located properly under a vehicle. So we just checked to make sure that the main leaf wasn't going to be bouncing around and hitting anything. It was really close to the brake line, but it wasn't hitting any of the brake lines. And the front of the axle was still U-bolted very firmly to the front leaf spring, the front half of the leaf spring.
Yep.
So I was like, cool, we should be fine. We'll just limp it back home on the bump stop, and then we'll just drive it to and from camp into Hammertown each day. And that's all it's doing for the rest of the week.
Right.
But it did it just fine. Made it back home on the bump stop. No issues whatsoever. Just took a little longer than typically would. The next day we noticed that the shock wasn't attached to the axle anymore either.
Yeah. The eyelet busted off.
The eyelet on the bottom of the shock busted off of the shock. And we didn't notice it at all when looking. We were so focused on the leaf spring coming and making contact with that brake line. We didn't notice the shock at all. And I went back and looked at the pictures that we took when we were on Fisher, and sure enough, the shock wasn't attached to the axle anymore. So we just missed it. So I get Mike some new leaf springs and some new shocks.
Okay.
Nice. So his 4Runner, if anybody's interested, for $35,000 is now going to have new leaf springs and new shocks up front too. Perfect. So, anyways, that was Mike's 4Runner. It's very nice of him to let us borrow it and have it in the booth. It did grab a lot of attention.
It did. Yeah. A
lot of people were very interested in it. A lot of window lookers, a lot of people taking pictures of it and pictures of the for sale signs. So, hopefully one of those people comes through and buys the 4Runner from Mike, because it's a really nice 4Runner. And I think 35 is too low for it. I think whoever gets it is getting a steal, getting a very, very, very fair price. And you'll be getting it before he bumps up to 50, 60 grand, after he links it. So, that was nice. So I guess after I kind of realized it, since we technically don't know when the passenger hub popped in Kermit, I broke 3 vehicles within a week. we came to that conclusion.
Almost, yeah, or right around there.
Yep, right about a week length of time. I broke 3 rock crawlers. So,
or 3 got broke.
3 got broke.
You probably didn't break Kermit.
I probably did not break Kermit, but it's my responsibility. We don't know, right? Yeah. So I'm responsible for any repairs that need to get done to Kermit. I definitely broke Mike's, although looking at his front driver leaf spring just sitting there, it's kind of W'd just sitting at ride height. So okay. I think he sabotaged me.
Yeah, maybe.
I think he was like, yeah, Tyler, take it. You'll break that leaf spring for me, and then I can get new ones. No, I don't think he would do that. He's a really nice guy.
He's not that type of guy.
No. And then the mule is questionable as to what the real reason why that broke, but there was a lot of damage there, and it happened while I was driving. So, yeah, it's the three rock crawlers.
Yeah. And then Charlotte broke too. So you need to fix Charlotte.
What happened to Charlotte?
Because I was driving with you.
That's okay.
Like the tires came apart, so it needs 35s.
Nice. Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, perfect. Thanks. I was carpooling with you, so therefore it's your fault.
That's like saying lead limb, I owe him brake rotors and everything because he was coming down to see me down at King of the Hammers on the lake bed.
I think we can all agree to that too.
All right, that's fair. Then by that extension too, every Ultra 4 car that broke on Saturday and did not finish the race, which was 78 vehicles.
Yeah.
I also owe all those people too. Okay, that's fair. Let's just repair them all. Who cares?
Yeah. All right, you heard it here, Ultra 4 people.
That's funny.
Yeah. So, let's see.
What happened to Charlotte?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
I'm just trying to get new tires.
Okay. All right. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. It got dirty. It looks like somebody hit it or something happened. But I'm not entirely sure when, because there's some new scratches on the backside of Charlotte that haven't been there, and one's a fairly decent like scuff.
Interesting.
That could have been. It looks like it could have been a bumper or something, but I don't know when that happened. I know it could have been months ago, and once again, that's not your fault. And I don't know where that ever happened. So, anyways, before I left to come down to King of the Hammers, I was just doing a lot of packing, prepping. I was towing Charlotte down there with the teardrop trailer. And one of the things I wanted to get sorted out
was... What
have
you guys named the teardrop?
Taylor, I think.
Taylor, okay.
I think it's Taylor.
Tay-Tay?
Yeah.
Tay-Tay the teardrop?
Taylor the teardrop. It was something like that.
Okay.
I don't remember. We don't call it by its name very often. Regardless, the trailers, I went to charge the trailer's battery.
Oh, yeah.
And like, I just tried everything I could. I tried charging it with one battery. I tried jump starting it with a truck. I tried charging it for a long time off of the really nice Norco charger I have. One of it's like the G2 series. I did a whole bunch of things and I couldn't get this battery to come back to life.
Yeah, which is really too bad. I don't know what would have drained it and killed that battery so quick. It was a brand new battery.
It's 6 or 7 months old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think it drained and then the BMS never really worked, or it never sensed that the battery is so low and then just killed it all or something. I don't know. I'm not sure what happened. Anyways, like I was going back and forth with you talking a lot about it.
I'd be curious to like take that battery apart and see if the cells themselves have charge in them and it's just the BMS died, or if the cells died kind of thing and the BMS malfunctioned.
Yeah, I don't know. Before I left, I messaged the company and I said, hey, my battery died. It's only been a few months long. Like, do you have any tips or tricks to revive this? Yeah. I've tried X, Y, and Z already. And also, what's your guys' warranty on these?
Yeah.
Because if it's a year, I'm probably still within it.
Yep.
So anyways, the workaround that I ended up doing, and it worked out fantastic, was that I created a DC cigarette lighter port and some wire terminals coming off of it. Really, I just cut an old cable that had a cigarette lighter port on it, stripped the cables back, and then wire nutted them into the trailer system, and then plugged that into the DC port on my lithium cube from Wagon Tech.
Yeah.
And that ran the trailer fine.
Nice.
Yeah, it worked great. I did pull out the solar panel for the weekend and charge the battery up. For the most part, I ran the trailer like driving all the way down to King of the Hammers, and it got down to like 75%. But then the next day, it charged it all the way up to 100%.
Nice.
And from then on, it was slowly draining. And so I think I ran a battery inside the cab of the trailer for like charging my phone and running the electric mattress pad and running the laptop when I had to edit the podcast and just some random miscellaneous stuff. And then the second one that I have ran the entire trailer. And when I got home, they were both about 50%.
Okay.
And I never charged the one inside.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So that's two 500 watt hour batteries, which comes close to one 100 amp hour battery. They're pretty similar. And
500 watt hours would be about 50 amps. So yeah, that's about similar.
They're very similar.
Yep.
I think the 100 amp hours is slightly more watt hours, but so all in all, it worked out really well.
Yeah.
I mean, I could have possibly done.
And the 100 amp hour is the battery you had that you ended up being dead.
Yes, thanks for the clarification. Yeah, the one that died that I removed was 100 amp hour. And I replaced it with temporarily, but maybe a permanent, I don't know,
could be a
solution with the half of that.
Yeah.
And it worked out fairly well charging and doing everything that it did. So
nice.
Yeah, that worked out really well. The cruise down for me was fine. I took the mini assistant to school and then came home and did some final packing and literally took a shower just before I left because I knew I was going to be down and dirty, and so I wanted to be as clean as I could. And I cruised down and kind of the same as you. I got in like right as the dinner bell was ringing, like 6-ish. I forgot what we had that night, but so hung out there and got down there on Tuesday afternoon, an eventful trip down, and hung out with everybody for a while. And I don't know, I think I went to bed at like 10:30 after kicking it around the campfire. And I know some people went out to wheel around, but also that night was the first night that they declared Chocolate Thunder and Backdoor permanently closed.
Wah, wah, wah. Or not.
Yeah, or not. So there was a few interesting things that happened just right during that time. So initially, Dave Cole announced that no fireworks, like you can't have fireworks out there. That's like one of their number one drivers of why things are so expensive. I'm assuming they're just like somebody from either the Bureau of Land Management or whoever oversees Johnson Valley's probably just sitting in the corner of the valley lake bed, just tallying how many fireworks they see.
Yeah.
And then hands Dave Cole a bill for all the fireworks and all the fines. And so he raises the prices every year to cover all those fines or whatever it is.
Most likely a combination of BLM permitting as well as insurance.
Yes.
For the event too.
Right. So that's sort of my guess about a lot of that. Anyways, so he announced no fireworks a while ago. And then on Tuesday, and I never saw it, on Tuesday at some point, he announced that at night, Chocolate Thunder and Backdoor were closed.
Yep.
And so it was kind of a mellow night that night because people there was no, like you look out and there's like, oh, there's nobody at Chocolate Thunder, and I was like, oh, everybody must be at Backdoor. And then somebody told me, no, they closed them. And so I looked it up and I was like, oh, wow, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. And that was Ultra 3 night. So then we were a little concerned that all 80,000 people were going to be coming over to Ultra 3, which is right next to our camp.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that. So I did go over to Ultra 3 for a hot second.
Nice.
Just went over there, saw a few people, had a drink, got checked out, watched a race or two, and then ended up going back and going to bed. I was pretty tired after the drive. So it was a pretty mellow day for us. And then we had to wake up semi early because you and I were headed over to the Rivian event.
Yep. I will say, so a couple notes on those things. If you were not following along with the series of events down on the lake bed leading up to the shutdown of Chocolate Thunder and Backdoor, people were being assholes and we didn't deserve to have those trails, in my opinion. there comes a point when you have to
regulate stupidity,
because otherwise bystanders get hurt and collateral damage happens.
Right.
And when you're running an event that you want to see succeed into the future and be around in 10 years, you have to start cutting down on the stupid people being stupid. Mm-hmm. And there is definitely a contingency of people, just like anything. We always talk about it. People problems are people problems. There's always going to be outliers that are going to ruin it for the rest of everybody else. 90%, 95%, 98%, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is, of the people out there are good people, and they're there to wheel and relax and have a good time and enjoy King of the Hammers. But there's always going to be outliers that want to see the world burn. I don't know how best to put it. They just want to pick fights. They want to cause trouble.
Yes.
Kudos to Dave for stepping up, putting his foot down and cutting back on that this year and saying enough is enough. If we want to keep having King of the Hammers and this event to happen, this shit can't fly anymore.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
I mean, I forgot who I was talking to, but I was relating it back to just like laws.
Yeah.
Laws in general are created to save the stupid people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
And it's because, and I would say probably because there was one, maybe a few more stupid people, a law gets created.
Mm-hmm.
It's not created to help the masses. It's not created to stop people from having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
It's created to, laws and rules are created to protect the idiots, the stupid, and pretend, or not pretend, but to try to prolong things from happening. And in this case, Dave is trying to prolong the event from continuing into the future, right? He wants to continue this for another 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the masses and the few stupid are preventing that to some small extent. If everybody was able to go out to Chocolate Thunder and all have a great time, and there's no like people fights,
no hands getting blown off,
fireworks flying into crowds, people
beers getting thrown at people while they're trying to wheel.
Yeah, rocks getting thrown at vehicles.
Dude,
vehicles getting driven over vehicles when it's not race time.
The place absolutely being destroyed with trash. People not picking up their trash. Like,
then if all that didn't happen, then those obstacles would not have been closed. But the thing is, it is apparent that when the masses get together, we can't regulate ourselves.
Nope.
And therefore, Dave had to put his foot down and regulate it for everybody. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it's not as fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you lose. There is a part of King of Hammer that has been lost.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you need to look at it. People should be looking at it as, if we want to continue this event, then we need to man up.
We need to be responsible adults.
Yes.
Really.
That's a
is
better,
what it comes
better
down
way
to.
to put it. Yes.
I wanted to say I'm a big fan of play dumb games, win dumb prizes. And this was an effect of that, outcome of that. People going down into Chocolate Thunder, starting fights, leaving trash, shooting mortars at other people across the canyon, shooting mortars at people in cars that are 10 feet away. Like, it's just it's a stupid game. Don't do it. And because people couldn't stop doing it, Dave won them a very stupid prize, which is we don't get Chocolate Thunder and Backdoor anymore.
Right.
So be an adult, have fun, but have fun responsibly. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a dick. Like, it's the number one rule for the hoopty race. Don't be a dick.
Yes. the one and only rule.
The one and only rule for the hoopty race, which is awesome, by the way, is don't be a dick. And that should be the same thing out there. And if you can't abide by that, then don't be out there. You don't deserve to be out there with everybody else, in my opinion. And I thought that they did a great job with that this year.
I agree.
So
I agree. It's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't go to Chocolate Thunder or Backdoor at all this year at all.
I didn't either. Like, I don't have the want to go out there because I don't want to get pelted by a stray rock. I don't want to get someone's hand blown off right next to me. I had that happen 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Somebody's hand got blown off like 30 feet from me. Like,
jeez.
It's not cool. It sucks, man. And like, I have a kid now, and like, I would love to bring Reed down there, but like, I'm not about to bring him down with the way things were. No way.
Yeah.
But after this year, I'm kind of like, it was kind of nice after Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Tuesday night and on was, I think, a really great experience down at King of the Hammers. A really good week.
Yeah, I agree. I did not miss those things one bit. I did not miss the fireworks show at night. I felt like I slept better. I think a lot of people, you were still able to party. You're still able to have fun. Yep. I think some people did miss that. But I didn't. And I already told myself when I was driving down there a few days before, it's like, I'm just not going to put myself into those situations. I'm not going to go to Chocolate Thunder this year. I'm not going to go to Backdoor this year. So I already had that in my mind. And then when I found out they were closed, I'm like, cool, well, I wasn't going to go do that anyway. So that worked out for me.
They did end up
semi-opening
them back up. They let the Thursday night at Backdoor, quote unquote, event happen, which I went out to. I took the Glue Tread guys out to it.
Yes.
And I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, it was more melancholy from what I heard.
Way more melancholy. It was very, very nice experience getting to still have a ton of fun watching people try and get up Backdoor, and all that happens because of that.
Right.
But you didn't feel like your life was in danger because people aren't shooting mortars across the canyon. You're not feeling like you're going to have to stay way, way up the canyon wall so that you don't catch any stray rocks. And it was kind of cool. So there was I did see a couple of families that drove their vehicles into the canyon as a spectator spot. And what they did was they had a bunch of kids with them, and they sat out on top of the vehicles watching everything as a family.
Yes.
And I didn't ever feel like they were really in danger. Like they were at risk of getting injured or something happening to them while they were there until the rock bouncer showed up. But that's a little bit later.
Yes.
So like I was sitting there like watching the Thursday night at Backdoor stuff, and I was like, I could totally see bringing Reed out here to this.
Sure.
It was very mellow, but yet people were still having a great time watching the main attraction, which was trying to get vehicles up Backdoor.
Right.
So that was really cool. That's the only nighttime thing I went out to.
Right.
And it was really, really nice being able to sit in camp around the campfire and really catch up with and talk with all of our friends that stay in our camp without having fireworks and mortars going off 40 to 50 feet away from us.
Right. Interrupting the conversations.
Yeah. I really enjoyed that aspect. It was, I don't want to say quiet because you still have got vehicles running all over the place. You've still got people with horns and sirens and whatnot, but like, it was nice hanging out in a desert without fireworks going off constantly around you.
Yeah, I agree. I think I really liked it.
Yeah.
I did, like I said earlier, I did not miss the fireworks show. I did. And it's like, I could see like maybe they could open a time up like, hey, you want to shoot fireworks? That is Wednesday night, from 10
to Saturday night after the Ultra 4 race.
Yeah. From 10 to midnight.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
I could see that.
That would be cool.
Right. And then you could have this amazing like finale fireworks show because everybody's doing it all at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. But when the fireworks continue to go off around 2 or 3 in the morning, and it's these people just shooting one mortar after another mortar after another mortar, and it's just these big booms in the middle of the night, and at most everybody is asleep. That's when I'm like, okay, dude, that like you're beyond the time. Like, I can see you doing a little earlier. Like that's fine. But when the vast majority of the valley is probably in bed, and then you decide to like shoot a mortar off, like that's irresponsible. That's you're not thinking about others. You're only thinking about yourself.
Yep. Yeah.
So anyway, all right, let's get off this high horse.
I like my high horse, Jimmy.
Let's talk about Wednesday. I got down there. I had planned to leave Wednesday to head down, and then I heard about this event going on, and I really wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And I wanted to check it out and see how it went. And so I came down a day early. Drove down on Tuesday. So then on Wednesday morning, I could wake up. I jumped into the rig with you. We went out to the Optima batteries unplugged area. And I was able to jump into a Rivian and go on this run with I don't even know 80 Rivians. How many were there?
Man, there was three.
There was
1, 2, like 3, 4 groups of
like 15.
Yeah. 15 to 20 Rivians each, I'd say. So yeah, probably about 80 Rivians.
Somewhere around.
EVs, I should say. There was Cybertrucks, Rivians. There was some Kias.
But I think all the Kias were hybrids.
Oh, okay.
I think.
The truck was. The
truck
whatever that was. Yeah.
The Tasman.
That's what. Yep.
Yeah. So our good buddy CJ with the CJ. Also that does the Sierra Off-Road.
Sierra Nevada Off-Road Academy.
Thank you. I knew I was like, I'm off. Something's off here. Sierra Nevada Off-Road Academy with Jason from Wheeling Wine and Whiskey. So CJ was like the head organizer for this Rivian event. And he was talking to me about it. And I was like, dude, this is awesome. Do you think I could like come down there and jump in the right seat with somebody? He's like, absolutely. So,
wrong seat.
Yeah, wrong seat. And right. Yes, correct. The right side of the vehicle, passenger seat, wrong seat. That's how it worked out. And you did a thing with Moreflate. And talked a little bit about inflation and deflation. You want to talk about that? Or you just want to move on?
I just got to talk a little bit about tire pressures with the Rivian guys, the Rivian groups, and why it's important out on the trail from your comfort, the vehicle's longevity, and not tearing up the trails, right? So kind of encompassed all that into a nice little chat on the stage with everybody. So that was fun.
Yeah, it worked out well. You jumped in the vehicle with a gentleman named Arn. And
his name is spelled Aaron, but he goes by Arn. Yeah.
And was he a floater? Is that what his title was, or his run for the day?
Yeah, he is the executive president, whatever the head position of Rivian Clubs of America.
Oh, is he really?
Yes.
Oh, damn.
So he's on the board. He pretty much runs the board for the Rivian Clubs of America.
Okay.
And then all of the groups that are regional for Rivian Clubs of America, all kind of report to him. And I really like the way they have it all structured. So the Rivian Clubs of America, all the membership dues and everything goes to Rivian Clubs of America. And then Rivian Clubs of America takes all of that budget and then splits it up to all the regions. And they just give them the budget. They send it to their bank accounts.
Yeah.
So if the local regions want to do a big unplugged event with Optima, then which I think was the NorCal region that was doing it, which I think CJ is either president of the NorCal region or head up on the board, something like that.
Sure.
So it was really fun talking with Arn about how they have the business structure set up for Rivian Clubs of America. And it's different from like Cal4 or Corva or anything like that, where you create a club and then you join Cal4 and everything, and the whole club is really supporting Cal4. It's the other way around.
Right.
Rivian Clubs of America is supporting all the local clubs.
Okay.
It's just a kind of, I hadn't seen like a 501c374, whatever they are, set up that way before.
Yeah.
So
that's interesting. Yeah. So you got to go hang out with him. And then I jumped into the right seat of a gentleman named Nick, who actually is an employee of Rivian.
Yeah.
And so that was really cool for me, because then I got to ask some very pointed questions about how does all this stuff work in the Rivian. And for me, it was my first time ever in a Rivian.
Okay.
I've never been in one before. And so I had a lot of really stupid questions to ask Nick. And there was a few times that Nick was saying some really high level, well, for me, a higher level Rivian owner knowledge, basic Rivian owner knowledge that I had no idea. And I'd have to be like, what do you mean Origin series? Like, I understand that's probably the first vehicle, but how do you know? Him and I went back and forth quite a while about how can you tell which vehicle is which by looking from the outside?
Oh, okay.
Right. And there's on the sides of the vehicle, it says Rivian.
Mhm.
And then there's different color codes
Oh, to the Rivian badging?
of the Rivian badging to decipher whether it's a 2-engine vehicle, a 3-engine vehicle, or a 4-engine vehicle. And so we
motor.
Motor. Yes. An electric motor. Gas engine. Thank you. Yeah. Which
I just know we were going to have listeners write in and call in about that. So I
appreciate it. Yeah. Motor. So 4 motors, 3 motors, or 2 motors.
Yeah.
And so there's a way that you can tell the difference. And then I don't know exactly how to tell I don't remember how to tell the difference between the origins of like Gen 2s.
Mm-hmm.
But then we started talking a lot about, okay, well, I was writing in an R1S and you were in the R1T.
Yep.
Right. And it's more or less SUV versus truck.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, what's next?
Mm-hmm.
What's the R2?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's coming out. It's a small version of the R. So right now it's the R1S is like a 7-passenger vehicle. The R2S is a 5-passenger.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of quote Tesla's Gen or Model 3 thing,
yeah.
Right. So they're probably going to come out with an R2T, which is going to be a small bodied truck, which I'm like, ooh, I'm super interested in that.
Yeah.
So then I said, okay, what's going to be R3?
Yeah.
And he said that the plan or the right now the discussion is a sedan.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, because they don't have a car in any of the lineup yet. So as far as I had said, okay, what's number 4? And he's like, nobody knows. Like we're only talking about number 3 is.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to actually end up happening, but that would be kind of cool. So we spent a lot of time about that. I talked a lot about the engine or the motors and how they work and how they know when the torque hits. And we spent quite a while talking about the different modes in the vehicle from the rock crawling mode. And how it changes your throttle response and what motors are doing what and how it's a true 50-50 transition between the front and rear power compared to the sand mode, which is 70 rear, 30 front. And the sand mode was interesting because it really changed your pedal response. Yep. Because the big problem with sand is that it's sand and and the Rivians and EVs get like 80% of their torque instantly. Yep. And so they just spin tires and dig themselves down. So they had to figure out a way to slow the torque coming on and create this better pedal feel in sand that you can slowly bring on the torque in a way. And so they spent a lot of time digging into that. Yep. Yeah, there was a whole bunch of fun stuff that we chatted about on the ride, and he was a cool guy, a lot of fun. He used to work at Jeep, and then he worked somewhere, I think, at Ford before that, and just a super bright guy. I asked him what his title was, and he kind of was like, "I've got a corporate title, but pretty much I'm the guy that solves all the problems." You know, it's like whenever there's a big issue of miscommunications between groups inside of the departments in the company, they assign him to kind of like solve that problem. One of the things that the Rivian can do, they had a name for it. I forgot what the Rivian's name is, but more or less it's a tank turn. Kick turn. Yep. Where the driver's side tires are going forward and the passenger side tires are going backwards. Yep. And so it can literally spin itself around in a 360. I put a reel on a dime. I put a reel up on my Instagram of the Rivian experience and the kick turn. I think Nick went around like 2 times doing it. It was a lot of fun. We were just driving down the trail and I was like, you missed the corner. And then all of a sudden you hit these buttons on the wheel and the whole truck's like, and would turn 90 degrees and then take off. And I was like, oh, damn, that was cool. Then we started spending more time about how can the motor handle going forward to almost instantly going in reverse to do these kick turns. And how much they had to beef it up for that was really, really kind of crazy. Sorry, go ahead.
So what's really cool about the tank turns is that they can the kick turn is that they can do it upwards of 50 miles an hour. That's what I was told.
That's
like
nuts.
It's one thing to be able to be sitting stationary and come to a turn, stop the vehicle, do a kick turn or a tank turn, and then keep going. Whole nother thing in terms of strength and reliability of a vehicle to be able to do that at 50 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, that's nuts.
And so they displayed it. We went out to kind of the dunes area where there's a dude by, God, what's his name? He runs Flight School.
Okay.
It's a program called Flight School where all he does is he teaches people how to jump vehicles.
Okay.
And he's got a really badass 4-door OBS F-250, I think.
Yeah, in like a rust color.
In a rust color.
Burnt orange, maybe.
Burnt orange, and with this really, really wicked suspension setup and drivetrain setup, I'm sure. But it's specifically designed to jump that truck as high and far as possible.
Yeah.
And he was out there doing videos and teaching people that day. So A, we get to be out there playing with these Rivians in this really sandy, duny environment. And B, we're getting to watch this dude just full send this truck 150, 200 feet at a time.
It was rad.
It was fucking crazy. So anyways, super rad. But we got to see the kick turns at like 20, 30 miles an hour. They'd come up and just they'd be driving straight and then turn all of a sudden the vehicle just go whoop, and take off in the other direction. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do you not
like
snap
an instant
out the axle
180
shafts? Yeah.
It's crazy.
So there's I agree. There's a lot of really cool things that those vehicles can do and will do. Arn, we got out to the dunes before everybody else did because we were kind of floating between the groups, make sure everybody was good.
Yeah.
So Arn goes, let's go. We'll meet everybody out at the dunes. Okay. So we got out there and he showed me the difference in the modes for drifting.
Okay.
And how the Rivians handle drifting. And there's so many different sensors and really cool things going on in these vehicles that they can tell your yaw. So how much how much you're going sideways when you're drifting, and the different modes can control that. And so he goes, look here, we'll put it into, I think it was just normal mode. And he goes, it should automatically correct us when we start getting around 15 to 20 degrees yaw.
That's a lot. Yeah.
It was quite a bit. Right. But like, it wouldn't go beyond that. He goes, I'm trying to go further.
My Tacoma will correct.
I will correct too.
Yeah.
Nice. So it wasn't letting him. Then he goes, all right, let's put it into like all terrain or sand mode. And it got a little further.
Oh, that's cool.
And then he goes, now if we go into drift mode, it'll let you get like upwards of 40 degrees yaw.
Yeah. He'll turn it off.
Yeah, pretty much. And so he was doing it and we were going all, and I come from the rock crawling background, right? You and me are not go fast people typically for our recreation hobbies. So the Rivians do okay in rock crawling, especially the 4-motor systems.
Yes.
They can, there's some really cool things you can do when you're driving each wheel individually, independently of each other.
There was a few times, I'll let you finish your story. There's a few times in the rock crawling sections, I'm like, yeah, I understand how you don't need a locker now.
Yeah. Yep.
Like it's not like you can transfer the power instantly from one tire to another, or you can try to keep both of them going.
Yep.
Because you have independent control of all the wheels. Like it was kind of mind blowing being in it and thinking about it as we're going down.
Yep.
And I knew Nick was looking over at me at times going like, I can see your gears turning as you're figuring all this out.
I was doing the same thing with R, and we would be going through the rocks, and he goes, all right, so I've set the vehicle to do this, right? And it would explain it. And he goes, but the vehicle also figures it out itself. And so it would kind of get stuck at one point, and I could feel the different systems in the vehicle, the height adjustment, the power going to different ratios of front to back, power getting sent to one wheel versus a different. I could feel all that happening, and I could in real time be like, oh, it's doing that. Oh, it's doing that. Oh, it's doing. Oh, that's. Oh, and then it would just kind of figure out the combination that worked and pull itself through the obstacle. And I was like, that was pretty fucking cool.
It really reminded me of like KDSS because I could feel it going, you know, like bouncing all around, figuring out which one has traction, which one's going to move you forward. How is it like which one's doing what? And yeah, it kind of reminded me of that sensation. Yeah.
It was really cool. So that was neat, but still, I don't think the Rivians are set up for rock crawling.
No.
They are set up beautifully for dune stuff though.
Sort of.
They instantaneous torque to be able to go through dunes and go through sandy areas, really, really low centers of gravity.
Yeah.
and the ability to keep your wheels spinning through a slide.
Yes.
So that you don't catch and go over. It was very impressive.
Yes.
And all their systems to be able to figure out and keep you safe during the slides and running a bowl or doing whatever. Super cool.
Yeah.
So I got it from there,
Right.
from that point.
You were saying a little earlier, like we're not go fast people, right?
Yeah.
I have experience drifting. I have experience going fast. So do you, right? There was a part when we were in, I forgot what it's called, like the Palisade Dunes or the something.
The one big dune.
The one big dude where they were teaching people to drive straight up, go to you, get stuck, and then learn how to come straight back down.
Learn how to back down
the dune. They were teaching people how to do that.
Yep.
But I jumped in with Nick and he was like, we're going to run this thing.
Yeah.
And there was a time on this, and it was the second run that we did where we went through the whoopty area. And then once the vehicle got onto plane and all four tires on the ground, he floored it. And I literally felt the vehicle rise, right? And just come onto the top of the sand and just take off.
Yep.
And this was uphill.
Yep.
And I'm just like, I had got goosebumps. I was just like, I've never felt this before.
Yeah.
Like I'm going uphill, accelerating in the sand. Like this is nuts.
Yeah.
And like, I know there's vehicles out there can do it, like, but we were on street tires, right? It was like, we weren't anything special.
Nope.
It was just a truck
Stock Rivian
that they drove there from Arizona.
Yeah.
That aired down to like 33 PSI and it took off like nothing I've ever been in.
Yeah.
It was wild.
It's crazy. I've gotten to ride with CJ out in the Bay Area. We went to a freeway on-ramp and he put his Rivian, his R1S in launch mode.
Sure.
Which is like 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds.
Yeah.
Something like that. I've never felt that feeling before. I imagine it's similar, but you're also going uphill on sand.
Yeah, I want to slightly retract what I said because I have had that sensation before, but never on sand.
Yes,
and not up a hill, right? Like I've been in a Tesla, I don't know, 100D or whatever it was, quad or 2 motor or something anyways, and it did, it's like it with the insanity mode and stuff. And that's insane because it was like 1.9 seconds, 0 to 60.
Jesus Christ.
It was super fast. And I've been in some crazy vehicles as well that can accelerate, not quite as fast as that Tesla did, but never going up a sand dune, accelerating, and like that. I've never had that sensation before. It was crazy.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. I will say I'm still not sold on Rivians because of what makes them so special as well. Because of all the different systems they have in them.
Yeah. A lot can go wrong.
There's a lot of complexity in those vehicles. And I mean, during the day, we had 3 vehicles have to go back to camp due to airbag issues. There was a bracket holding the quote unquote hydraulic sway bars that they have in them. And a sensor kind of flipped out that the bracket was loose.
Sure.
And it kind of put the car into a no-go mode. And there was something else, but like, they can do some really fucking cool stuff. And the more and more that they clean up those cars, all those systems and make them more robust, just the better and better that car is going to get.
Yeah.
So,
did you have anything else to say about that? The only thing that I wanted to say is a big thank you to Nick for allowing me to ride around with him. Thanks to CJ for putting on that event and organizing. It was a blast. We had a lot of fun. It was really cool to see what the Rivians could do from being a Rivian virgin, to going to do all that stuff. That was a blast. But one thing I did want to say is talking to Nick is he was on the Rubicon run when you randomly going through Gatekeeper when you saw him. Then they came back later. Did you know they came back?
I did not.
Ran the Rubicon?
No.
Yep. They came back later. I don't know how it was one Rivian truck, I believe.
Okay.
And a Jeep as like an emergency vehicle, support vehicle. Ran the entire Rubicon.
Nice.
They had no problems. They went around Little Sluice.
Okay.
Otherwise, they did most of everything. My guess is they went down Indian Trail too.
Yeah.
Did everything, had no problems, pulled into Rubicon Springs. Everybody was freaking out that there was an EV there. They needed to get pulled up a small section on Cadillac, which I was like, you made it all the way to Cadillac before you needed to have any other assistance.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I don't know why. There was some obstacle on Cadillac we had a problem with. Wheeled all the way, the rest of the way out. They said it was like 15 or 12 to 15% charge still after running. They parked at Tahoma, drove all the way around, charged somewhere at probably Fish Camp.
Probably Fresh Pond.
Yeah. And then did the whole Rubicon and had some charge on the way out.
Nice.
So, and did that before the entire Cybertruck thing did it. Yeah. And they didn't break a single tie rod.
That's impressive. I had not heard about that.
Yeah. I didn't either.
That needs to be more well known, in my opinion.
I agree.
That's impressive. I was very impressed with the battery life. So in Arn's Rivian, I mean, we were out there for 6 hours.
Yeah, wow.
5 to 6 hours.
Something like that.
And really putting these vehicles through their paces, getting to go and use a lot of power when you are trying to go up a dune and run a bowl or go drifting around the flats. Those things suck up power when they do. And I think we still only used like 20 to 30% of the entire battery that day.
We started around, because I looked, we were in the mid 80s. And when we finished, we were about 50.
Yeah, that's about, I would say it's about how much power we used to in Arn's Rivian.
Yeah. And for all those that are curious, there was Optima and Lincoln welders brought out a bunch of charging devices.
Yeah.
Lincoln so everybody out on the lake bed that had any bit of electric stuff could charge out there, and you could charge your Rivian so you can make it home.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what did you think about the Sierra cars?
The little one, the little race cars,
2-wheel drive race cars.
Those things are rad.
Those are so cool. I was just watching them the whole time, like, oh, I want one of those.
Yeah. I don't think that they were the drivers. Whoever was driving them didn't quite understand how to drive them. I think they weren't doing. If I was in that vehicle, I would have been driving it harder than they were.
Yeah.
But they looked really fun.
Yeah.
They were like these little. Picture Paul Wolf's Ultra 4 car and bring it down like half the size.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with like 31-inch tires all the way around.
And battery powered.
And fully electric.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool looking.
They're pretty fun to watch zipping around.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Anything else about Rivian Day?
No, I mean, that was about it. I think that we spent most of the day doing that. There was a potential issue with one of the repeaters, so we needed to bounce. But then once we got back to camp, we were also on food duty that night. And so we made our dinner, which was
Chili Willies.
Chili Willies. Thank you. I was like, what was the weird term that you had for it? Yeah. Chili dogs. We had chili dogs that night, and we had some sides and chips and a few other things to go with it. And so we were on kitchen duty. And so we had to start cooking fairly early to get everything going. So you actually couldn't go up to Fisher yet. And then I also told myself, I wanted to do a lot of stuff in town. I wanted to get a lot of work done. And I said, I'm not going out to Chocolate Thunder. I'm not going out to Backdoor. And I really want to I want to drink less than I did the previous years. Yeah. For the most part. I didn't want to drink a lot.
That was a big goal of mine too, is I didn't want to be drinking as much because
we just didn't want to. We wanted to work more than drink more.
It's funny. I've had this conversation with a few different race teams. I'm like, yeah, how much do you guys party when you go down there? And every single race team I've talked to is like, none. We're down there to work. We're down there to race. And, we've had our party years and we're kind of over. We want to enjoy the lake bed, enjoy the company and race.
And that's sort of the way I felt.
That's the way I felt this year. Yeah. Was exactly that too.
Yeah. And so, we were making dinner and I'm like, I've had 5 beers already. And we've been cooking for like an hour and a half. I'm like, I'm not going to have any more. And so, we all had dinner. I waited for everybody else to eat, and then the cooks ate. And pretty much after that, I just hung around the campfire for a little bit and I went to bed.
Yep.
I was like, I'm not drinking anymore. I just need to relax, chill, hang out, bed.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, that's same for me. It was funny because we were told to plan our dinner night for 55 people.
Yeah. And then it was vendor night or
volunteer
night.
So the volunteer raffle and volunteer dinner were going on that night. And so I think we only had 20 people show up for dinner.
Yeah.
25 maybe. And so I had planned for 2 chili dogs per person, which was 110 wieners and 500 ounces of chili.
Jeez.
5-6 pounds of salad, and sides and other stuff too. Rolls, 2 rolls per person. I think I had around 100 rolls, as well as the buns for the chili dog. So like, and then we only had 25 people, and there was a lot of jokes going around about wieners and my leftover wieners and how many wieners we still had.
All the extra wieners for sure.
Which worked out great because we had chili dogs again on Saturday night.
Yeah.
So
we had the most leftover food on Saturday night, so we cooked it all
we
up.
still had a ton left over after Saturday night. Yeah. Other than that, Wednesday night was pretty low key.
Yeah.
Worked out well. Wednesday was the 4,400 qualifying as well.
Right.
So power hour was kind of finishing up as we were getting into dinner and starting and making everything. So, getting to kind of watch that and see how all the guys were doing, was great. And, we also, part of the qualifying course was like right behind our camp too. So
yeah, it was.
Hear all the cars coming through, which really threw me off on Wednesday morning, because I heard engines like wide open, 1,000 horsepower engines at like 6 a.m. I was like, what am I missing? Are they already start qualifying? Like I woke up in a haze. Right.
Right.
I was like, oh man, I overslept. Qualifying's gone. I'm missing qualifying. And I looked at my phone and it was 6 a.m. I was like, what the?
Yeah. They were pre-running.
They were pre-running the qualifying course. I was like, oh, got it. Okay.
Yep.
But yeah, Wednesday was a lot of fun with the Rivian group. Thanks again to CJ for putting that together, inviting us out there. Thank you. Huge thank you to Arn. Arn is a really cool dude. He's a teacher.
Yeah.
So he teaches high school shop stuff. So he's been teaching kids welding. He's a welding instructor. He's been teaching them a lot of CAD design as well. Engineering design, mechanical design, 3D printing, CNC laser engraving and cutting. So it was fun to talk with him about curriculum and stuff that he does with high school kids.
Right.
And kind of like synopsize it with what I do at Morphlate and the tools that we have, like the 3D printer, the laser and stuff like that. So, I really, really enjoyed hanging out with Arn all day, and just the way that his brain works is really cool. Yeah. So huge shout out to you guys. Thanks again for the invite and having us out there on Wednesday.
Let's see. So for me, the rest of the week was kind of like, I needed to get interviews. I needed to get, I needed to do some networking, just, see people, hang out. Just because we are going a little long, I was going to summarize some of this stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of what ended up happening, you kind of already heard on Monday's episode.
Yeah.
So for Thursday, I kind of just, didn't do a lot of work. I just walked around Hammertown, talked to a bunch of vendors, did a little bit of networking, talked about the podcast, just, shooting the shit with friends, hung out at the Morphlate booth for a while, just chilled for quite a bit of the day, and had some fun. For me, then the next day, which was Friday, that was the day I went around and I recorded all the interviews at all the different vendors from Hammertown. That episode came out on Monday. And I believe that's also the episode on the day, maybe it was Thursday, when I recorded it was Thursday. I recorded with PJ from the Dirt Drive podcast, who all the Dirt Drive boys were in our same camp.
Yep.
Hanging out with the Wheeling Wine and Whiskey guys and us. So we had 3 podcasts in there. And I think Thursday was also, we were planning to do the Shit Show podcast.
Yeah.
But we were not able to. Just everybody went their own direction. People went down to watch some qualifying stuff. You ran up to Fisher. The dirt or the glue tread guys came in. There's just a whole bunch of stuff going on we weren't able to sit down for that. And let's see. So Saturday was the main event. We woke up early. I went down to watch all the people take off from the line. I went and saw people that were all lined up and gave my good lucks to everybody. Then we kind of hung out around. I went around the vendor area again, just making some laps. Hung out at the Morphlite booth for a little while, helped break it down because you guys didn't hang out that late. And then you and I took off a little earlier or late, but just slightly before the actual finish of the first racer coming in, which we'll talk about. So what was the rest of your week up to, more or less departing? What'd you guys do? Or you do?
The rest of my week was a lot of Morphlite stuff, right?
Yeah.
So trying to do my best to stay down in town. I know that people kind of looking for me to talk, from listeners of the podcast to other vendors, influencers, etc. So I really wanted to spend this year in particularly kind of in town during the day networking.
Right.
And it was really cool. This is the first year that I've really kind of focused on that. But also, like, we had a lot more networking happening at the Morphlite booth, which has never happened before. And that was very eye-opening. I've never had that happen before. We had some really big name vendors coming over and just being like, hey, we're watching what you guys are doing, and we'd like to partner in some way.
Yeah.
Whether that's getting gear for their employees, because some of their employees already had the gear and now more of their employees want Morphlite gear, to product trades, to collaborations on social media content. A lot of really cool networking happened with some big name companies like PRP, Baja Design, Fox Shocks, Bilstein, King,
Alpha Rex
came over, Crocodile Wipes, Rousseau fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
It was just a really, really cool year, I think, for networking, that I have never experienced before. And it just goes to show and reiterate in my mind that what we're doing at Morphlite is the right things, and to just do better at what we're doing, I think.
Sure.
So that was really cool. That was Thursday, pretty much Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Yeah.
I did have to make another run up to Fisher because Amber's repeater was not working. And I didn't know why, because it was working in my driveway before the week. And then it was working when I was up there setting it up. So I didn't know why all of a sudden it wasn't working. So I took Kermit and blasted across the lake bed and took the Glue Tride guys up there.
Oh, good.
To see Fisher, be on top of Fisher at nighttime and get to look out over the lake bed.
It's awesome.
It's so cool. So I went up there, and turns out the power supply in the repeater was loose.
Right.
And so it's the type of repeater where the power supply and everything connects into a board.
Okay.
A circuit board. So that it all sits in essentially a server rack.
Okay. Got it.
So,
I'm picturing like a computer.
Think of like a server rack.
Sure.
So it's one of the bays of a server rack.
Okay, sure. That works.
And so the power supply, you slide stuff in and out of the server rack, right? So the circuit board, it all connects into, and the power supply has a loose connection with the circuit board.
Oh, weird.
Yeah. And I was like, it's kind of weird. So I opened up the top of the lid and was like, well, there's no power going. There's no voltage readout on the power supply. So I traced all the lines back. I'm like, everything's connected, disconnected, reconnected stuff, and everything was connected. I'm like, huh. So I kind of like picked up the server rack so I could see at it rather than trying to see it from the top angle on the side of it. And anyways, so I picked it up, and all of a sudden the voltage display kicked on. And I was like, okay, is there loose wiring somewhere? I'm rerunning the wiring, kind of wiggling stuff around to see if the voltage will jump up and down. And it didn't. So I went to kind of pick it up again. And it came back on. I'm like, I wonder. And so like, I kind of like tapped the voltage display and the front face of the power supply, and it started getting voltage fluctuations. I was like, So I put it back down in the box and kind of pushed on the voltage supply, which pushed it back further into the circuit board in that server rack bay. And it kicked on.
Okay.
And then when I would let it go, it'd kick back off. And so
pushing it had a bad connection between the power supply
and the circuit board.
Got it.
So what I did to fix it was I took a rock and jammed it in there between the power supply face and the edge of the box it was in, the wall of the box. And it worked great the rest of the week.
All right.
So trial repair worked great on the repeater. And I was very, very happy with the coverage of that repeater. That specific repeater, VHF repeater, and a new antenna that I was trying out had beautiful coverage.
It really did.
I had full quieting coverage, which is essentially no white noise, static on the signal, from Hammertown back over Fisher Mountain to RP2 and all the way out to Cougar Buttes. We heard the car out in Cougar Buttes just fine.
Okay.
I was not paying close enough attention to the radio when the car was back in Spooners and Outer Limits. So I don't know how the signal was back there, but I would imagine it was still pretty good, at least readable.
Sure.
But we had an issue in the car where the car, we could hear them pretty much wherever they were, but they couldn't hear us.
At all.
Yeah. And so I tested everything while they were in line, getting ready to go off on Friday.
Okay.
And their radio was receiving signal from the repeater.
Right.
Now, I never took the co-driver's helmet and put it on my head to see if I could hear myself talk through the repeater. So that was the one thing I didn't test.
Yeah.
But I would assume if the radio is getting signal, that it was then sending the signal out through the wiring in the car to the co-driver's helmet and the headset in the helmet.
Right. I understand that.
But it wasn't for whatever reason. So PCI programmed the radio, and I would assume if it was receiving the signal from me and I was able to hear the car talk, that PCI programmed it properly. So I think that there's something happened between the radio and the headset and the helmets in the wiring.
Maybe, yeah.
The only way to tell is to get hands on the car and sit down and play with radios for half a day to go through testing and figure stuff out, circuit testing and wire tracing. But we figured that out, that it was something wrong in the car. We're pretty sure. And we were just like, well, hopefully they don't need anything because they don't know that they can talk to us. Because they just flew through the pits. They never really stopped at the pits. Amber didn't. And so I was like, well, hopefully they don't need us. And she kicks ass. And she did.
Yes, she did.
God, did she ever? That was really cool to watch.
She came in at a wonderful time, ranked 7th.
Originally, 7 or 8th, right around there.
Because there was an issue with the RCP or
VCP or RCP. I think they were in Jack North or Clawhammer.
Okay.
I forget which one it was, but essentially they ran up the rocks, the hard section where the VCPs and RCPs are. But the tracker on their vehicle said that they bypassed everything and went up the left side, which is not through the rocks. So they got penalized 30 minutes on their time because of that.
Right.
And turns out we were lucky that we had a media person in our camp that was there taking videos and photos of them going through the rocks in that particular trail. So they showed that media coverage to the KOH, USAC, and Race Ops, and they corrected and gave Amber the 30 minutes back, which put her number 2 in her class. And I think overall too, I don't think the Bronco came in before her according to that time.
I don't know.
So I never confirmed and checked that, but
right.
So bumped up. She got second place in her class.
Second place.
In the
I know.
4800.
How awesome is that?
That's pretty fucking
cool. And you take her out of a samurai and put her in a bomber, and all of a sudden, she becomes really good. And I do think that there's something to be said about starting in a samurai.
100%
definitely makes you a better driver than if you would have just started in a bomber.
Yep.
So I think that it definitely helped her. But dude, congrats, Amber, second place.
Super cool.
That's really rad.
Yep. So I have some ideas for things I want to do next year for comms. Randy ended up on his lid during the 4800 court race.
Yes.
And essentially Randy's mentality is, if I'm not going to win it, there's no chance of me win it. There's no reason to continue racing.
Right.
And so once they ended up on their lid and there wasn't really a good way to get the car back over, it took them an hour and a half, I think, to get the car turned over.
Wow.
Because there's no good winch spots kind of thing.
Okay.
Apparently Amber, as she drove by Randy while his car was on his rear lid, she kind of gave him a thumbs up to be like, are you good?
Yeah.
And she thought that he gave her a thumbs up back.
Yeah.
And Miles, the broadcaster, also thought that he saw that interaction and also thought Randy gave him a thumbs up. apparently Randy gave her a thumbs down.
Yeah.
She just drove right on by.
She drove past him.
So that was pretty funny. Anyways, so Randy's comms were also good. They had the car the entire race course. It was a little scratchier this year, so I need to look into why. They did have a power issue on their repeater as well that Nick had to go up and diagnose and repair. So I need to sit down and play around with their repeater as well and just make sure that it is all up and running properly before next year. But I have some other ideas I want to do. And I talked with Randy a little bit about that in their garage. And I was like, Randy, when are you going to put Starlinks on these cars?
Yeah.
When are you going to get this added to your cars, dude? And he was just essentially like, it's not worth the price, the cost of it. Which I'm sure, especially now after the 4,400 race is over, he's going to be like, I can win this race just fine without Starlink.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe.
need it.
Which is true.
It's true. But there's some really cool stuff you can do. And I think that one thing that would really, I think, accelerate the Bomber Fab business, the Bomber Fab brand, Randy's brand, Amber's brand, is putting a live stream in the cars.
Yeah.
In the Bomber cars while they're racing. That was a massive hit for Paul Wolf. And Paul Wolf's, it's pretty fucking cool as a spectator to be able to pull up a live stream of a 4,400 racer while they're going through this brutal race and see from their perspective what's going on.
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
And so there was Paul Wolf's live feed was a huge success. Aaron Smith and Kevin Jones had a live feed in their car as well.
Yep.
And it was a good success too. They still had 100, 200 people watching the whole time. So I think if Randy and Amber could set up live feeds in their cars, it would be a big success. I think a lot of people would enjoy that. So
yeah,
I'm going to try and talk them into it and get that all set up for next year.
Okay.
So we'll see.
Yeah, that'll be good. We can talk a little bit more about that.
Yeah.
Because we saw some interesting things after the race finished.
And talking with like Lee, who was helping pit for Kevin Jones and Aaron Smith and kind of doing their communication stuff.
Yep.
So kind of comparing notes with Lee about some different comms things. I think we're both kind of, I think Lee and I are going to end up kind of working together, creating a comm system for Aaron and Kevin and the Slausons.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
That'd be rad.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, that was
kind of Thursday and Friday.
Yeah. So Saturday for you?
Saturday was pretty mellow. Again, just hanging out in town, networking, going to say hi to vendors, having vendors come by, say hi to us. I will say I got to Crocodile Wipes was on the lake bed.
Okay.
And I really enjoyed going over and talking to those guys. Mainly because I've always used Crocodile Wipes. They're a big sheet of wipes that you can get at Home Depot. I've always got them at Home Depot.
Okay. Yeah.
You can get them on Amazon.
10 by 15.
They're a big sheet, right? Yeah. I love them for camping because they have a never dry guarantee. Mm-hmm. So they stay moist for all you people out there. They stay nice and moist. And they do a really good job at cleaning dust.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what it is. I don't mind being dirty too much. I hate being dusty. Like, I can't stand the feel of dust.
Okay.
And these just do it. So they just clean you off really quick and easy, really, really well. And I've used them for 6 or 7 years, probably.
Yeah. You've had them for a long time.
And so when I found out they were on the lake bed, I was like, I got to go talk to these guys. Because the big thing with me and the secretary.
Okay.
Is that she's always been like, I don't want to use those because are they okay to be used on like sensitive female parts, right?
Yes.
And your face and getting your mouth and your eyes and your orifices. And I've always been like, I don't know, I'd do it anyways because it works really good. Turns out they have a few different lines of wipes now, right? And they have their original Crocodile wipes that are a certain solution and a certain cloth, right?
Okay.
And the solution is food safe.
Is it?
They told me on the original, it has an NSF rating on it, which is okay to be ingested.
Oh. Okay.
So
because I think when we should check that. because I know that you said that. And then, but during the interview, they said that the ones that are designed for barbecues is the only one that is food grade approved or whatever it is. So I'm really kind of curious. I am interested to know which is which, but I do know that their outdoor brand is skin safe. And they're almost all skin safe, but they have like they have one that's for oils and grease stains for like, they called it like the diesel version.
Yep.
And
it's like your automotive one. Yeah.
Degreasing is the word I was looking for. They have a degreasing one, and that one is just super powerful and for removing anything greasy. So they showed me the NSF rating on the packages for the original, the camp, and essentially the biodegradable one. What was it? The plant-based one. Okay.
So those three have an NSF rating.
Okay.
An NSF rating certification from the NSF International, formerly the National Sanitation Foundation, means a product or service has been independently tested, verified to meet strict public health and safety standards for materials, designs, and performance, ensuring it's safe for its intended use, such as contacting food or water. This rating is crucial for consumer confidence and legal compliance, covering anything from water filters to commercial kitchen equipment, and requires ongoing annual testing and plant inspections.
Okay.
So as health and safety, it meets rigorous safety standards against protecting against harmful contaminants, third-party verification, compliance, continuous monitoring. NSF certification comes on food equipment, water treatment, and different chemicals in food service.
Got it. Okay.
So that NSF rating is on the original, the camping, and the plant-based one.
Got it.
And what it is, the main active ingredient in these things is just citric acid.
Right.
And then they have a little bit of alcohol mixed in there and a couple of water solvent stuff.
And once again, I don't think they put any alcohol in it, because at least the lady I interviewed said that they don't add alcohol because alcohol dries up, and their solution, whatever they do, doesn't dry up. And that's why most of the people that have like a wet wipe style thing, theirs always dries up because it has alcohol in it.
So that makes more sense, because the guy said something, and he said the reason they do it is to give that never dry guarantee.
Right.
And I thought it was they put alcohol in it, and I was thinking that doesn't make sense, but that's what I thought he said. So it sounds like it was the other way around.
Okay. It sounds like we need to get them on the podcast to clarify some of these things.
Yes. Yeah. So anyways, learning that they have an NSF rating on them, I was able to go back to the secretary and be like, so you know how I clean off dishes with these things? That's okay. We're going to be fine. You can use them on your face. You can use them on your lady bits. And it's going to be just fine.
Right.
They definitely said, do not do that though with the diesel one, the automotive one.
Yeah.
Because there's extra solvents in there to break through
grease and grime,
grease and oil. And
like, it's probably okay for your hands, but you don't want to put it all over your face and clean your eyeballs out with it, kind of thing. Yeah.
And the disinfectant one, which they have, is essentially Lysol wipes.
Okay. Yeah.
They said you don't want to ingest that one either.
Right.
But yeah, and then the plant-based one is the same solution, the same chemicals, quote unquote. That's the solution that's in the thing. But the cloth is a plant-based material, so it's more likely to biodegrade.
It'll
biodegrade in the environment. So if you need to take a poop or clean yourself off, or just want to put it in a hole in the ground, you can do that with the plant-based ones.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
All right.
So anyways, I had a lot of fun talking to those guys about all that. And I'm going to be ordering a bunch more of that stuff, those for, I think, the employees and warehouse usage and other stuff too, now that I know more about the product. So
yeah. It was funny when I went to go interview them, nobody wanted to do the interview.
That's what they were saying.
It was like they're pointing it at each other. And then at the conclusion of the interview, I think I even said it on the interview. I was like, see, this wasn't that bad. And she was like, no, this is fun. I was like, see, all right.
Yeah.
But that was a lot of fun. They were cool to meet with. I had a good time chatting with them as well.
Good. And then Saturday, my life Saturday was just doing that, going around talking to vendors, networking, right? Did you do anything before we get to the race on Saturday?
The race on Saturday started really early.
8 a.m.
8 a.m. So I was down there. I was down at on the Hammertown at like 7, late 6, early 7 o'clock. went around and shot some videos and shot some photos and gave some fist bumps to drivers, talked to Eric Wicks and talked to Edwin. And so I actually saw Aaron Smith and Kevin Jones and gave them a knuckle. And I saw a bunch saw Justin Wicks, saw a whole bunch of drivers that we know and have talked with and talked about in the past. Went and watched them take off for the start of the race. And then I hung out a little bit. I think I went back to camp, and then because I was wearing warm clothes to go down there, and it warmed up pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I went back to camp and made myself like a snack and changed clothes into shorts and a t-shirt. And then I think I came down and hung out more or less at the Morphlate booth. I walked around Vendor Town, hung out the Morphlate booth until you guys started packing up, and then I helped you guys pack up, and then we, as far as I know, we all went pretty much back up to camp. And that's was about it. I think I hung out at camp the majority of the time. I hung out with Wheeling Wine and Whiskey in their trailer and watching the race for a little while and having some whiskey. They had a nice little bar set up in there this year, like they always do. And I did get to Amber's camp and I think it was on Saturday, and I picked up my bread and cookies and some like muddy buddies that I got from Studebaker Farms, which is Jenna that is doing that from Frosty Four Wheeler. She's starting like a little bakery thing, and so I saw that, and so I ordered some.
Does she ship?
No.
Do they ship out? You have to do local pickup?
You have to do local pickup as far as I know. But Derek Rickford was going down to King of the Hammers and was dropping some off at Amber's tent and I was like, I'm camping with them. Yeah. And so they dropped off my stuff with Amber, but then later I found out, Amber's actually is in like the pits.
Bomber garage.
Yeah, in the Bomber garage and not up at camp. And I was like, oh, bummer. So had to find that and Eric, Amber's father, rummaged their RV and found my food for me. So that was on Saturday also. I think the majority of the time I was hanging out at camp for the rest of the time. And then we took off eventually. So that's all I had to report.
That's pretty much it. I think the main thing I wanted to talk about from Saturday was the race itself.
Yeah, go for it.
So I didn't realize this, but apparently they released lap 1 and 2.
Yes. And
did not release lap 3.
They don't release lap 3 until the day before.
Okay. Is that always?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
It's been that way for a while.
I thought they released lap 3 at the same time as lap 1 and 2 and everything.
No, I don't know if they've always been doing that, but at least for the last few years, that's how it's been.
Okay. So that's a cool thing I just learned apparently. But Dave, I guess there's been, I don't want to say complaints, but like the past few years, let me go back further. King of the Hammers is that race where the race teams have always worked together because it's always been the race teams fighting the course.
Yes.
Right. The attrition rate is always super fucking high at this race. You're looking at 70 to 80% attrition rate typically.
Right.
Where you've got 100 to 120 cars starting and you have 20 that finish. Right. But it's been getting more and more. Like I want to say last year they had 35 to 40 cars finish.
They had a lot.
It was a lot.
What, they finished at like 2?
They finished, it was like 2:30 p.m., something like that. It was early, right? So there's been an argument going around that the race is becoming too easy.
Yeah, I don't know if that's the case. I think I would say the race has been staying the same, but we've been designing better and better vehicles.
The engineering has been getting, I'll give that.
Right. Yep. And so we've been able to design vehicles to handle this territory, this terrain, which allows us to accomplish and further and better on the race course in a quicker time.
So I've been wondering the past couple of years if we were going to be getting to a point where the racers are actually racing each other.
Yeah.
And getting really competitive about it because it's no longer really a factor of racing against the course anymore.
I agree. Yeah. I mean, it could get that way.
It could get that way, right? As we get better and better engineering these vehicles and putting them together, making them withstand that just brutal abuse they go throughout the day. Is it ever going to turn into a competition between the racers rather than, can you just finish this course?
Right.
And it being the 20th year, Dave decided to make a really, really difficult course.
Yeah. Kudos, Dave.
Good job, Dave.
That was awesome.
Yeah. So typically, we've talked about they start at 8 a.m. off the start line. So you get 2 cars at a time every 30 seconds. So there's your quote unquote corrected time, which is 8 a.m. plus whatever, however long it took you to get and take off the line.
Correct. Plus a bunch of other factors.
A bunch of other factors. Yeah.
But the easy math is at what point did you leave the line?
Yep. In the past, like I said, we've been getting cars in like 2 p.m.
2, 3, 4.
3 p.m. or so.
Before dinner.
Yep, before dinner. The longest race in King of the Hammers history was actually won by Randy Slawson, and it was 8 hours and 10 minutes long.
Okay.
8 hours, 13 minutes, whatever. 8 hours, 10, like somewhere around there.
8+.
So that means they started at 8 a.m. and they got in at 4 p.m.
Okay.
Was the longest race, roughly, about that time. 4 p.m. was the longest one in history. Won by Randy Slawson. Randy won it this year.
Yes, he did.
So
congratulations.
First time ever, 4-time king.
Wow.
Of King of the Hammers, which is, and it's been going on for 20 years. So he has won 20% of the races at King of the Hammers.
And he's 4.5-time king.
And he's 4.5-time king.
Yeah.
So he was the co-driver of the very first winner of King of the Hammers.
Mm-hmm.
So that means
Randy's 2008 or whatever it was.
Yeah. So really, he's a 4.5-time king.
Yeah.
So he's won like 25%.
I know.
Of the races.
Also, a fun fact about that is Randy is the only racer that has raced in all 20 King of the Hammers races.
Yep. That too.
I think that's awesome.
It's so cool. And so he now has won. He just shattered his record of the longest race ever. Yeah. He came in what was it? 13 and a half hours?
I think
it was 5. It was 5 hours over.
Was it? I thought they had a 10-hour window and he actually made it within that 10-hour window.
14 hours, I think, is the window. Because they start at 8 a.m. and course goes cold at 10 p.m. plus you're corrected.
Okay.
And so Randy came in at 9:30. So 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. is 12 hours.
Okay.
Plus an hour and a half.
Yeah.
So 13 and a half hours pretty much he was on course this year. 5.5 hours longer than the previous longest race in Hammers history.
Yeah, that's impressive.
So that's one record that was set. We've already talked about a couple of the others. First time 4-time king. 4.5 technically. 25% of the races he's now won.
He's been in the winning car.
In the winning car. He's the only guy to race every single year for 20 years. Shattered the longest time. God, what were some of the other records that all just aligned to this year? Only 2 cars finished in time.
Yes.
So the 82 cars, 82 very well engineered, amazing off-road capable vehicles. Only 2 finished in time.
Yeah, that is impressive for sure.
The third
they
place,
also extended the time limit to 14 hours just to see if more cars could come in. And I don't think anybody came in that 14-hour mark.
I don't think so either. I think that 14 hours would have been 10 p.m. No. Yeah, that's 14 hours. It's 10 p.m.
10 p.m.
That's their normal cutoff time.
Okay.
So one race gets called cold at 10 p.m. each year.
Got it. So second place was Josh Blyler.
Josh Blyler came in second.
And he had, I think, is it a Miller fabricated car?
Miller chassis.
Miller chassis.
Miller Motorsports from the Eric Miller Motorsports.
Yeah.
So he had that chassis. Obviously, Randy's running a bomber chassis. And Blyler came in, was it 20 minutes after Randy? 30 minutes?
Yeah, it was shockingly close.
It was pretty close and just within
the time
limit. The next person to come in.
Sure, go for it.
Oh, sorry. And they cut off 30 miles out of the race.
Yeah.
Very last minute.
Right.
Because it was looking like there was going to be nobody finished in time.
Right. But also the reason they cut off the 30-mile race course is because I guess at the 10 o'clock hour, the military gains their land back.
Yes.
And so the race course went onto the military land And I think there was a concern that
people would still try and finish.
People were still going to try to finish this race course
outside of time.
Outside of the allotted time. And they were going to be driving illegally on the military's land,
which is a big problem considering all the issues we just had recently with the military down there.
It's still going on recently.
Yes.
Yeah. And so they cut off the 30 miles loop that was on the military land just to prevent anybody from having that problem.
Yeah, exactly.
Which that was there was a little bit of, I don't know what to say.
Controversy,
I think is a great way to say it. Because one of the things I'm kind of curious. Well, I have two thoughts here. The fact that Blyler was able to catch Randy so fast, kind of coming out of the rock course and into the desert course. I was like, if Blyler would have had 30 more miles, would he have been able to overtake Randy?
He could have. Randy is the best rock driver out there.
100%.
I would argue by a pretty wide margin. No offense to everybody else out there. Just watching the stuff that Randy did on Saturday during the race that nobody else had the balls to do.
Yes.
Was amazing.
Right.
But Randy is not fast in the desert.
Correct.
He gets passed in the desert a lot.
Right.
But he knows that. And he relies on the rock trails and his skills and that chassis and what that car does in the rocks.
Yes.
To win races.
Right. On the flip side, Randy knew he was in the lead.
Yep.
And he knew he didn't have to push it. He just needed to keep the car together to get to the finish line to win.
They were running out of Rams. They were running out of steering
was a definite problem. So on the flip side of this coin is Randy probably didn't go as fast as he needed to go because all he needed to do was finish.
Very true.
So my argument to the thing is if there was 30 more miles, Randy still would have won.
Probably.
He probably would have picked up the pace and probably would have gone faster than what he would have maybe been comfortable with. Yeah. And able to keep the lead for that race. But whereas he knew he was going to win, so he probably slowed down. That's what I think went on there.
Yep. Other cool things that came out of this, third place, which was Aaron Smith and Kevin Jones. Congrats, guys.
Well, that's an argument too.
There's an argument there. Controversy. They came in 2.5 hours roughly. I don't know what their corrected time was.
Yeah.
2.5 hours after the time limit.
Right.
So they came in 3 hours after Randy.
Yes.
And they were the third car.
They were the third car to finish the course.
They were the third car to finish the course. So that means they were on course from 8 a.m. until midnight 30, I think is when they came across the finish line.
Yeah.
Kudos to
and
those
he was
guys,
also
man.
one of the last ones to start. So corrected time, he was probably right around 12 hours, or however that works out.
Yeah.
There was also 2 other cars that finished, I believe.
Yep.
A total of 5 cars finished this year.
Yep.
Which is wild. I don't remember off the top.
Finish the course. Yeah.
Finish the course. I don't remember off the top of my hand or the head who the other 2 finishes were.
It was Pip Justice.
I knew that.
Australian.
Yes. Yep. Okay.
And Robbie Gordon.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
Robbie Gordon's an interesting issue.
Yeah, there's some controversy
there as well too.
Robbie Gordon's tracker was either not working or something weird was going on, because when Randy was going through Dead Blow and Ball Peen, which is where the main holdup was for all the lead cars, Robbie Gordon was like just starting the third lap and not moving.
Right.
And then all of a sudden he showed up in Hammertown later on as the fifth car to cross the line.
Yeah,
so
something like that.
I don't know what car Robbie Gordon drives.
I don't
know if it's an IFS or solid axle car. I'm pretty sure Pip Justice's car is solid axle.
Okay.
Aaron and Kevin's car is solid axle bomber.
It's a bomber.
Josh Blyler is solid axle, and Randy is definitely solid axle. Yep. So depending on Robbie Gordon's car, I should look this up. But I'm pretty sure no IFS cars finished the race.
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know what, off the top of my head, I don't know what the other 2, what Pip and Gordon's cars are. But yeah, it definitely was an IFS killer year. There's always the argument about what's better, IFS or solid axle. And I think to me, it really comes down to what are you doing? I think desert racing, IFS, yes, that's a win. Rock crawling, IFS is good, but this just goes to show it. You need like the solid axle is the answer in the rocks. And this was a very extremely heavy rock racing year.
It was, and it had some pretty wicked rock trails. I mean, Randy himself, who's kind of like the rock guru in hammers and in those trails in Johnson Valley, he said that they ran 3 or 4 trails that he's never seen before.
Yeah.
And like Ballpeen was a brand new trail that didn't have any burned in lines yet. Not very many people have done it. And it was fun for me to watch Paul Wolf go through Ballpeen and just watch him everywhere he went. Rocks were just rolling under him as he went.
Yeah.
And
it was crazy.
And then you watch Lauren Healy. Now he went through Ballpeen and he didn't go down in the middle of the canyon with all the rocks.
Yeah.
He drove up and sidewalled the canyon.
Yes. Nuts.
And would do it for 100, 200 yards, come back down to the center and then do it on the other side.
Wow.
And I was like, that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's super impressive. Watching a car and Lauren Healy just side hill an entire canyon throughout to stay out of the rocks and Ballpeen.
Yeah.
So I was so excited to see Justin Wicks as deep into that course as he was.
Yeah. I don't know what happened to him.
I don't either. I
want to have to follow up with him, but at one point he was third or fourth or fifth somewhere in there.
It was looking like he was going to finish third.
Yeah.
And in time.
Mm-hmm.
Like it would have been damn close to time. He might've been on corrected time to finish in time, but it was looking like he was going to be doing it.
Yeah.
And then all of it
there
at the end.
There was a very short moment when we thought there was going to be 3 bombers on stage.
Yes. Yeah.
Because it was Randy was moving, Justin was moving and on the way. And at that time, Paul Wolf was broken and Aaron Smith was coming up. And with Ultra 4 Jones was coming up from behind. And we're like, are 3 bombers going to be 1, 2, 3?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that was pretty fun because we were all sitting around in the kitchen area at camp.
Yeah.
You know, all the Hannahs there, Amber's family and everything. We're just like, this is crazy.
Yep. Yeah. So confirmed Pip Justice is a solid axle car.
Okay.
I'm trying to find Robbie Gordon's.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. So it was definitely an IFS year. It was a solid axle year, an IFS killer. There was a lot of slaughter on steering mechanisms this year, which was crazy. That seemed to be the killer for almost everybody.
Yep.
Except for one of the Gomez's.
Yep.
That ripped up their lower drive shaft or their rear drive shaft and lower link. And I think they ended up donating a steering rack or steering hydro steer ram to Wolf.
Okay.
So that they could reinstall it to continue on with the race.
Wow.
Yeah. And then at some point, did you find Gordon's?
No, yeah, I found I'm looking through the entries, the KOH entries real quick.
So I don't know. I just wanted to kind of go into some of the small controversy that's going on.
Yeah, go for it. I'll find this and you dig into that.
Yeah. So at some point near the end of the race, before time was up, Paul Wolf made it to a remote pit. Well, actually, this year we always call it remote pit 2, but there was only one remote pit this year, which is typically what a remote pit 1 this year is in the remote pit 2 area.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep saying remote pit 2, but it's actually technically the only remote pit.
Yeah.
So he made it to the remote pit, but to get there, I guess he drove backwards on course for a little bit. And if you do that, that DQs you.
Yeah.
So
who was that?
Wolf.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
And that was before the official time, closing time happened. So he DQ'd himself. And then there's the argument that Aaron Smith and Ultra 4 Jones, before the time cutoff, had made it farther than Wolf had made it. But Ultra 4 is saying that Paul Wolf was third. So I don't know the answer to this. I'm letting the 178 team deal with it.
718.
Seven.
Or is that?
No, it's
178.
It's 178
because it's Aaron. Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm letting them deal with it. But I do know that when Ultra 4 Jones and Aaron Smith crossed the finish line hours late, Dave Cole gave them the third place trophy.
Yep.
So, in my opinion, They hold the trophy. They got third. They finished, even though it was out of time. Now people are, and I would also argue that if you DQ, it doesn't matter how far you made it. You disqualified.
I kind of agree with that sentiment right there. Yeah.
So a lot of people will take themselves out of the race at a certain point, and that's as far as you made it in whatever time it was.
Yep.
But if you're going to DQ, then you're at the end. Like
that's a punishment, in my opinion. Yeah. You don't get to finish the race and get a trophy if you DQ.
If you DQ.
Yeah.
If I'm doing
that's like getting a red card, right? If somebody gets pulled for a red card in the race, you're DQ'd. You don't get a pole, you don't get a podium, you don't get nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
I know I'm going back to my swimming times, right? If I DQ'd in a swim race, I still don't get to it doesn't matter what place I finished in the race. I got last.
Yeah.
And everybody else gets moved up that was behind me. So I'm not sure what happened there. And I'll throw my 2 cents in. And granted, I'm only a spectator and a person that's, was there for the event. I think they see Paul Wolf as such a big name in the sport and has a huge following, which we saw at the conclusion of the race, that they're awarding Paul Wolf third because they want to keep the sponsorships and loyalty alive for the event overall.
Gotcha.
That's what I think.
Which is too bad.
Yes, I agree.
If you fuck up, you need to home up to your responsibilities and accountability.
Because I don't know what Lauren did, but I don't know if Lauren DQ'd.
I think he just dropped out.
I think he dropped out at the remote.
His car was no longer running well, and he got it back to RP2 with Paul Wolf.
RP1.
RP1.
Yeah. He got it back to the remote pit.
Yes.
And then he called the race.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, if anything,
Lauren
could be third.
Yeah.
But because Paul Wolf technically DQ'd, and Dave Cole said that on the live feed.
I missed that.
Yeah. He said, Paul Wolf cannot continue. He DQ'd. He already took himself out of the race. He cannot continue because at some point his crew was trying to get him to continue to go.
Yeah.
So if anything, Lauren should be third.
Yeah. I could see that.
If
the timing and everything works out for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If by the time the course closed and Ultra 4 Jones's crew
was not beyond Lauren,
was not beyond where Lauren was, then Lauren should get the third.
Yeah.
If the Ultra 4 Aaron Smith team 178 made it past where Lauren was by the time the course came closed, course went cold. Aaron Smith should get the third place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not sure how that's working out. They're dealing with it. I just think it's a really interesting.
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting how it's going down. Yeah. There's a few other things that went on during the race with Amber and some other people that I think they need to make a rule. They just need to make a rule and you have to stick to your rule.
Yeah. You can't
do one thing for one person and something else for another person.
Yep.
If you're going to, and I'm just going to go back.
Rule enforcement.
Yeah. I'll just go back to Paul Wolf because it's an easy example. And I've never met Paul Wolf. He seems like an amazing guy. I'm not dogging him in any way. He's doing really good things for the Ultra 4 sport.
He is, for sure.
I think the way that he is doing his vlogs and his live stream and everything is really increasing the sport entirely. And I don't mean to say that. I don't want to say any of this in ill will, right? Yeah. I'm just using it as an example. And so if Paul Wolf, if anybody else DQ'd in this race and they have them at the bottom of the sheet, Paul Wolf DQ'd should be at the bottom of the sheet.
Yeah.
You can't make exceptions for people.
Yeah.
Right. And so there was a few times that we heard there was exceptions made for one person, but not another. And you just need, whatever you end up doing for one, you have to do for all.
Yep.
And that's a rule of business.
Yes.
Like we come into that problem all the time.
Yeah.
So anyways, the only thing I kind of want to close on is just driving out of there. Is there anything else you want to talk about the race?
Nope. That was it, man. A really cool race. One hell of a course this year. Kudos to Dave. I think for kind of the issues that were had early on in the week to kind of putting his foot down about Chocolate Thunder backdoor, fireworks, and then everything kind of culminating with the race that happened on Saturday. I think this year's King of the Hammers is absolutely going to be hard to top for a very long time.
I think that this was by far the best King of the Hammers I ever went to.
Yeah.
I mean, the weather was fantastic.
The weather was awesome.
It was it's always dusty in the morning, but then the wind picked up and blew that out of there. The vendor show was the vendor area was really good. There was a lot of really good name brands there and a lot of cool companies. All the racing was fantastic. I thought that everything went really well. And the last final race was, in my opinion, one of the best ever.
Yeah.
And the fact I personally really enjoyed no fireworks.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to go out to Chocolate Thunder or backdoor anyway. And so that didn't affect me one way or another, but I really did enjoy no fireworks and being able to get a good night's sleep at night.
Yep.
So
it was nice.
Yeah, it was.
If this continues and Dave kind of builds on everything that happened to this year, I want to get Reed out there next year.
Sure. Yeah. That'd be cool.
So yeah.
Yeah. I think to kind of close this out, you and I left at like what, 8:30, 9?
Yeah,
No,
it was about
8.
It was about 8.
Around
probably.
8 o'clock.
Yeah.
You and I left the valley, the lake bed. We drove out to Cafe 247. Almost like within minutes of us arriving at Cafe 247, Randy finished.
Yep.
And yeah, and that was crazy to see and experience. And like, it was fun to be up at camp with everybody. And then kind of when everybody was like, let's go down to the finish line, they all ran down to the finish line. And then we packed up my tables and chairs and everything that everybody was sitting on. And we're like, okay, let's go. So we bounced. Yeah, we camped at 247 and spent the night there. I jumped into the camper with you. We had a drink, relaxed. And what was really interesting is to see how many people were online backing and supporting Paul Wolf.
Yeah.
For no amazing, nothing crazy. I'm just stating the fact that he has done so much with his vlogs and his live streams and everything all of that to me showed that he has built this amazing community.
Yeah.
And people were on there just speaking about how well Paul Wolf did and how he's really was the one that everybody should have been watching and just all this crazy.
He was the people's champion.
He was the people's champion by far. Good way to put it.
Yeah.
And everything that he's done really showed during the end of the live stream or at the end of when Randy finished, how many people really talking about how Paul Wolf did. They weren't talking about Randy.
No.
They didn't care. They were talking more about like, oh, they shut a chunk of the course off, blah, blah, blah. That made Randy finish in time, blah, blah, blah. It didn't, to me, it is like Randy still made it farther than Paul Wolf did, regardless to it. So Randy was still going to be like, even if they stopped it like right then, Randy was still farther than Wolf. So Randy still would have won.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm just repeating myself now, but to see the community that Paul Wolf has built, it is very shocking, and I'm super stoked for it because I think it's really raising the bar for the overall Ultra 4 community for everything that's going on. I think Paul Wolf's going to be one of those. He's up there with like Lauren Healy and Von Getten now. Just an icon or like a celebrity in the field. Yep. And I'm stoked for it. I think that it's just another thing that's raising this bar and making this a more legitimate sport. And I think Paul Wolf is a great guy and a really a genuine stand-up person as well. And I think it's good for us and good for this community.
I think another thing that came out of this year that showed how this community reacts, how this community kind of sticks together kind of thing, that it is a community for sure, was the whole Cody Addington stuff.
Oh, for sure.
Cody Addington, I don't know if anybody out there follows Ultra 4 and Cody. We've interviewed him on the podcast before. He's a local here in Northern California. He's worked on Jimmy's house. His contractor has worked on Jimmy's house. And he has come down with cancer.
Yeah.
And so there was a lot of ideas going around the lake bed of ways that this King of the Hammers community can come together to help Cody and another guy. And
I lost the other guy's name.
I feel really bad. Keith
something.
Keith Liv something.
There's two really important racers, people that have been in the community for a long time, and they both came down with cancer this year.
Yep.
And and so they were trying to figure out ways to help and raise money for them.
So they did a big auction.
Yeah.
People were able to auction off. Vendors donated items to get auctioned off as a live auction. Racers donated car panels, other different items to get auctioned off. Randy donated his winning whiskey bottles to get auctioned off. So it was just I thought it was really cool to again see this Ultra 4 King of the Hammers community come together for somebody else in the community, like Cody Addington. So,
absolutely. Yeah. There was the public bounty for the backdoor bounty.
Yep. Nobody got it.
Nobody won it. But what I've heard, and I don't know if this happened, but this is what I've heard, is that they're splitting that 50-50 and giving it to Cody and Keith. And that's where the money is going to be going.
That's I love it.
I think that's fantastic. Yeah. Personally, I'm like, why hold it for another year for another guy to try to go? Like, we'll do this again. We'll raise money again for the backdoor thing. But I think these guys can definitely use that money. And I think that I don't know of anybody that has a problem with that because it's going right back to the racing community. I think everybody is pretty cool with it. So if that's what's happening, I heard that there was talk about that. I don't know if it happened, but if that's what's happening, I think that's really cool.
Cool. I like that a lot.
Yep.
So, good stuff. This year's one for the record books, man.
Sure.
If every King of the Hammers is like this, I'm going every year for the rest of my life. Like it was a really cool year down on the lake bed. I enjoyed myself. Jimmy enjoyed himself. Great race.
Yeah. Four-time king, 20 years of it. It's rad. It was a hell of a year all around. I was stoked to be there for it. I'll be back next year.
Cool. If you guys have any feedback or heard of any fun stories from the lake bed that you want us to confirm or deny or elaborate on, anything we talked about, anything you've heard rumors of, we can let you know what our opinion and insight is, I guess. You can give those a call though, 916-345-4744. And you guys know all the other ways to get a hold of us. We've been talking for a very long time now on this episode. We might split this into two. We'll see, but it was a good stuff. A lot of things going on, a lot of fun years. This has been a really fun year. And man, we'll see you guys on the next episode. Any final words for everybody, Jimmy?
No beetle bombs.
And with that, my friends, keep crawling.
I got one for you.
You do?
I do.
What do you got?
Did you watch Good Day yesterday?
No.
Oh, I heard a pretty good one.
Okay.
I think it was on Good Day at least. What do you call a mouse that cusses?
Dirty rat?
Oh.
I don't know.
A cursor.
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one. I want to laugh, but I don't want to laugh. Right? It's like right there in the middle. Like I get it, but it makes me upset that I had to think about it.
Yeah.
So
it took me a second the first time I heard it. I was like, wait a second. What? Oh. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That made me put in more effort than I was ready for.
Sorry.
Yeah. Thank you.
It is early on a Tuesday. I get it.